breaking news or whatever. They're on another one. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, gang. Squinting at 8-point font like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 2022, my God. But they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time to seem impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang, gang. Self-appointed outrage, swap patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Gang. Dropping bombshell tea that's been sitting in pizza since breakfast. Gang, gang. Moral high ground, speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Gang. Same PowerPoint presentation, new day, same brain dead narration. Gang, gang. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere. Case dismissed. They're screaming to the void. Motion still pending, but go off, I guess. Disagree? Obviously a paid shill. Actually read the filing, deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code. Suspicious behavior, notify the group chat. Gang, 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 gang. Tighter circle, smaller brain. Gang, gang. Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core ones, that was a suggestion. Still get it the same dumb screed like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting, they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen? Gang, gang. Synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels, gang, gang. Premature victory lap. Over legal language, still can't pause. Gang, gang. Standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's filing, send them scrambling again. Gang, gang. Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang. Gang, 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 gang. Gang, gang. Refresh, refresh. Gang, gang. Gang, 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 gang. See y'all same time tomorrow. Gang, gang. Don't be late.
How is everyone doing? Man, we got some cool stuff that came out today. Crazy. We'll hit that. We'll hit that really a little bit later on. We'll get you caught up. We'll intersperse it just so some of this all makes a little bit of sense. And you know, I forgot. Totally had forgotten that I had this one particular document, and I never even showed it. I was just like, oh, well, aren't I special? I just never showed it because it was literally one paragraph, and I think the judge signaled that he just doesn't like to play around. Whenever he said this right here, oh yeah, it was straight up. Defendant Lisa Lee's request for judicial notice, ECF 168, is denied. Now that was on March 11th. You know what today is? Today is March 12th. And on March 12th, the judge came out with even more. Order denying the motion to disqualify the magistrate judge. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the little fats over there don't just, you know, jump up and down with pure joy saying, ha 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 ha. This is so awesome. We'll see. We'll see how awesome it really is, because it says the plaintiffs have moved to disqualify the magistrate judge based on rulings in this case and comments on the record in a hearing in a related case, talking about Fed 1, Fed 2, under the statute governing judicial disqualification, 28 U.S.C. 455, bias requiring disqualification must arise from extrajudicial source, except in the rare case where such a pervasive bias and prejudice is shown by otherwise judicial conduct would constitute bias against a party. Unless party can show that bias, the judge's rulings in the same or related case are not sufficient base for recusal. The plaintiffs have alleged no facts suggesting the magistrate judge is biased. Far from it, judges are sometimes called on to rule against one side or the other, sometimes both, and are sometimes called on to rein in inappropriate litigation conduct, sometimes by one side or the other, sometimes both. When the plaintiffs disagree with a ruling by a magistrate judge, they can seek review by me, and when they disagree with my rulings, they can appeal to the United States Court of Appeals for the 11th Circuit, but rulings a plaintiff disagree with will not result from bias, but from careful, principled analysis of the law and facts. That is all the magistrate has done here. Now, we had said there's a big possibility. Hey, how you doing, sheep? Whenever we've been talking about this over here, we've said, I wouldn't be surprised if the judge does it, if he stands by his magistrate. I mean, he's going to be very protective of him. And sure enough, here it is. It's ordered. The motion to disqualify the magistrate is denied. Judge Hinkle, March 12th. But he didn't stop there. And we'll get into that a little bit later because I don't know. I was really interested in reading what all this was saying because there was quite a bit in the small amount of language that he used that I think sort of lays some groundwork for what he expects to happen. And I don't think he wants this case, but he gave some pretty strict guidelines because he has to. This Judge Hinkle, he doesn't like very wordy things, which I think is where Paint Chip screwed up. And we'll get into him because I'm sure he's going to be ranting and raving and probably panicking and flipping out, and wouldn't surprise me if he makes some motion to do something else. It wouldn't surprise me. You emailed me something. Well, thanks, Max. I will check it out and see what we got. Let me see what we've got here. If there's anything going on. Emailed me something. Let me see. I'll go look at my email real quick and we'll see what exactly this is all about. I don't care. Why is it telling me that? Okay. Yeah, that's nothing. That's nothing. That's not a big thing. That's what you would expect to see. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hey, Venom, how you doing? Good to see you, girl. Venom's Venom. So yeah, this is pretty straightforward, saying that the judge backing his guy, making sure that he's doing what he wants going on. So yeah. And what I was going to be covering tonight is, well, like I said, we will get into the rest of it just a little bit later, but boy, I wanted to get caught up on this one particular one here. And why did that do that? Remove from scene. Why did that do that? Why is it acting funky? Okay, let me go back to this and see what happened here. All right, something weird happened. Huh. I don't know why that's doing that. That's weird. Stop screen share. Okay, we'll go back here and we will try this again. I think I hit the wrong key and that's why it's acting like that. And now it's still not there. And to scene. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. All right, well, we'll just do this. Venom is Venom. Okay, well, something's going on with it. I don't quite understand what happened, but we'll figure it out at some other point in time. Who knows? Could be anything. I might have hit the wrong key or something. Now, this is from not today, but the day before. Now, this one is really interesting. Really interesting. Well, thank you, Fallen Hero. You are so kind. I think you just like the song. Thank you, Fallen Hero. Gifted a membership. And Max, you are the one. You are the lucky one to get that gifted membership. I'm sure that makes you feel nice and special. Good job. Excellent. This is for both you guys.
Welcome to the shit show.
I hope it's playing.
Every single day.
Yes.
A new flavor of fuckery.
Cause everybody sucks to see and they're dumber than a bag of rocks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 4 more days of increasingly stupid, ridiculous, trip, balderdash, pop, cock, bollocks, and fuckery. Ah, yes. Good to see you, Mary. I'm glad you could make it. Good to see you, Cheryl. Everyone. So let's get into this one right here, and we're probably going to skip some of it, but we're gonna play a good part of it because I want to get into what was
yelled
found
at
today.
by the judge in Ohio. What else would you expect? Oh, self-incrimination? That happened too.
Ooh.
It was a wild day in court, George.
It really was. And both Crook and Lynette have perjured themselves.
Big time.
So their stories are inconsistent. They blatantly lied to the judge, specifically on things that they have been found guilty of in the past.
Hey, poodle lady.
This is our second full day scheduled in Ohio court for 4 cases. 2 contempt cases, one against Lynette, one against Crook, and 2 cases of an extension of civil protection orders for 5 years with no firearms, one against Lynette and one against Crook. So 4 cases. We're scheduled for court all day. But their attorney says if I'm not at Skyline Chili by noon, I'm not going to be happy. And we're thrilled we're going to be out of court and not be there all day.
Yeah, he did crack a joke about that, which I thought was funny.
There was insanity. The first witness called Deuce, he self-incriminates himself, literally tells on himself that he ambulance chased. He went after Lynette and Crook. That's illegal.
Via YouTube.
Wrote a motion for them when he wasn't even their lawyer.
Yeah.
That's a legal practice in Florida.
Ghostwriting.
Then you've got Tina Haley, who sold us the property illegally, whose husband came on, trespassed, destroyed property. They were caught illegally hunting on our property. They tried to get felony charges, get me arrested by lying, saying that I stole something from my own property. And then, to top it off, we have Crook, the 4th witness of the day. Lynette being the last.
No, he's the 3rd.
Oh, 3rd.
Lynette
Sorry.
would be the last, the 4th.
Well, you know, I was kind of...
Mathing for you sometimes.
George, I was talking about Tina's alternate personalities, you know, because she's such a good neighbor.
Like a good neighbor.
She's a good neighbor. They never instigate. They never do anything.
Cactus farms are there.
Yeah, okay. So Crook is actually called up to the stand. Now, previously, Crook is under some kind of canopy, tent, something outside in Otter Creek. Looks so disheveled, looks so nasty. Pathetic.
He did remember to take his hat off
Hey,
because
Marianne.
before he would
His hat
show
was
up
off.
with his hat on backwards, which is so disrespectful to the
Welcome.
courts. But he did remember to do that. Maybe because I made a comment and someone told him to take it off.
Potentially. So Crook is called.
Well, you know, and it also the attorney might have had something to say to him. Be like, you know, you're supposed to be in court and you want to put your best foot forward. Has everyone told you you're an awesome person? Well, thank you, Tammy. No, nobody tells me that, but I appreciate it. I'm a pain in the ass, especially. Never mind.
Called to the witness stand. And originally, when we first went to Ohio court, Eli, our lawyers, his plan was put Lynette up there first, set the stage, and then let everybody lie underneath her after she's already set the stage. Because when she gets put on the stand, she just spills everything.
Yeah.
And then you take everybody else's testimony against what she just, and she'll throw every single one of them under the bus, including Deuce, Fleesa, Crook, which she did, but she was last, Crook before her. So what are your insights on Crook being called up there? What happened, George?
Let's see. I did think that he was sitting. I did notice that he was sitting outside. At first, I thought he was sitting under the crumbling outside structure.
Thank you. I
The one where
appreciate
the winds took part of the structure.
Yeah, there's a lot of structure not there anymore
Yeah.
from the strong winds, correct? Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of unsafe structures, and if their child is a runner, maybe they should consider fixing it or taking it down, because that's not safe for a child.
Lynette's the one that publicly stated her child is a runner, which I'm going to get ahead of myself. She also stated, I just want my child to be able to play in the road again.
Well, you're jumping,
In court.
You're jumping ahead.
No,
again.
I'm sorry.
She has this sick and twisted obsession with allowing her child to play in the middle of the road. The same road that you drive on the wrong side of, the one lane road.
Which John Crook, under oath, says, it's 25 miles per hour, and he slows down, and we don't know why. As they literally have child at play. Slow down.
2 signs.
They have complained publicly with Levy County Sheriff stating that I drive so fast, so I now slow down. My idle speed is too fast. I have a diesel engine. My diesel engine will be up at 25 miles at idle speed. It'll just zzz. I have to hit the brakes to slow down.
Correct.
They're not happy if I drive fast. They're not happy if I drive slow. Maybe they'd be happy if they just leave.
Really, really. There are 2 signs that say slow down, child at play. You guys are familiar with those signs. They're like the yellow signs that say slow
They
down.
even have a yellow child out there holding a flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, next
Slow
to the
down.
blessing box.
Okay, but I got
Well, they do keep
Let's
those.
complain. Let's complain about
Jeremy
that.
drives too slow, drives too fast, You know what? Maybe I should walk. Maybe walking, maybe driving is the issue. Maybe walking would be better.
Well, we did learn that having oversized tires on our vehicle make the vehicle run faster than what it really says on the speedometer.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Because remember, I got pulled over, and I told the sheriff, I was like, "How can I be speeding? I had it on cruise control the whole time." He's like, "Is this a new truck?" And I said, "Yes." And he's like, and then he took my information, came back. He's like, I get it. I think it's the oversized tires.
Which we do. We have oversized aggressive tires.
And so we have to slow down, because even though the speedometer says we're doing 25, technically we're doing like 35, 40. Not realizing that we're going that fast because the speedometer is incorrect because of the oversized tires.
That definitely
So that's something that we've kept in mind ever since then, that we have to slow down, considering that the speed limit is 25, and they have multiple signs saying to slow down.
And their dogs are constantly getting out of that trash fence and coming to try and get saved on our property as well.
Thank you, Adam.
Their dogs, you do see their dogs like scooching their butts on the concrete. Like that's
worms.
that's
worms.
a sign.
Yeah,
Maybe
usually.
they should take their animals to the vet or get that taken care of.
Pretty sure Crook has been seen doing the exact same thing.
Just an observation. Just
Throwing it out there. He's throwing it out there. Okay.
So Justin, at this time, Crook is under oath, and Justin, their attorney, stands up and starts asking direct questions, direct
Examination. So this is what's legally termed the examination. And then when Eli, our lawyer, comes up, that's cross-examination.
Evening, sleepwatcher.
So he
Good to
asks. So
see
he
you.
tells him the same thing. If I ask a bad question or a poor question and you don't understand it, don't
Yes.
speculate. Just ask me to reword the question. I'll gladly reword it the best as I can.
That's how this
Yes,
judge is.
yes, sir. So he asks him basic questions like, "What is your name? State your name on the record and spell your last name.
How old are you?
How old are you?"
He goes,
There's like a delayed response, and he had no clue how old he was.
Just drop an email. Just
It
drop
was
an email.
very
That's
awkward.
fine.
He let out an awkward, delayed response. Finally answers.
61. He goes, I had to
I
think.
had to think.
Thinking is hard. Me no think very good.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was embarrassed for him. It was pretty bad. So then he asks, "Where do you live?" And he spouts out his entire address.
Where do you live?
He gives him the address.
By the way, when we do this, where do you live? We're making fun of a small YouTuber in Pennsylvania that very creepily would do that to females that
That's
he would
creepy.
invite on his channel. And it was very creepy when we filmed with George.
Yeah.
He couldn't stop staring at different body parts, and we want nothing to do with him. He is a creep. So we are making fun of another YouTuber who is a creep, complete and total creep.
So then he goes on to ask, how long have you lived there? And he says about 4.5 years.
Wait,
But Tina said we lived there for 5 years.
so we've been there for 5 years.
Oh,
Pretty sure 5 years is longer than
we were
4.5.
We were there first.
Yes.
They followed us.
I don't know. They don't do math very
okay.
well.
All right,
So
I'm getting this.
Instead of
could
buying
be-
the
it could be
property,
any
it's
amount
actually
of
for way
time.
cheaper, like $3,000.
I think I sold at $2,000 at one point. Yeah.
She spent
Surprises me
over
about quirky.
$22,000 because a famous YouTuber lived there.
Now, to be clear, she went, and again, I'm getting ahead of myself. She went into this whole tax. It was a tax. I've been watching it from 2008. You can't find tax lien or tax sales anywhere on the internet. You have to
Especially
go to
not
a
Levy.
county building in Levy County. She did not do that.
And that might be true in Levy County. Now here in Georgia, most of them you can find on the tax assessor's website, but I don't know. It could be different in Levy County. So I don't know. Well, it wouldn't show if it was up for tax sale anyway. It would just show who the owner is. That's wild. That's wild. Yeah, you wouldn't know there was a tax sale because it's not like they advertise it.
False. It is a lie. She knew nothing about it whatsoever. There was no way she could know about it. She wasn't going to each county all over Florida and going, let me see your tax sales. I've been watching this. It is nothing but a lie. There's no way she could access any of that information online, anywhere else, instead,
They're
unless she
emailed
went
off.
in person to the tax collector's office.
Correct.
End of story.
Yes. And then he goes on to ask him, how many acres do you own? And he says 1.66. Why not just say 1.5, roughly 1.5?
Oh, that's awesome. 2 weeks. Oh, I love it. I love it that your birthday is in 2 weeks. That's a beautiful thing. That is an absolute wonderful thing, you know. But you know what else is wonderful? This right here.
Venom, venom, lady in black. She listening in the shadows, ready to attack. No.
Wait, did it go dead air?
Did it go? It just kind of ended, yeah.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird.
You know, it's been weird on the internet, period, today.
Yeah, it's something to do. No sound with it. Oh, that is strange. I don't know what happened. It shouldn't have done that.
I don't know.
That I have no idea. But well, I'll see if I can fix it while we're letting this thing play here, because this is hilarious. Hearing about Crook doing his
Oh,
his testimony. Oh, it's bad. Yeah, I'm back. I don't know what happened. We'll figure it out. I'll see if I can fix it. Don't you worry. We'll make it happen.
He had to be specific. 1.66, maybe because that's ingrained in his head.
Well, they are losing 1.66, so yeah.
Oh, okay. So then he asks, what do you do for a living? And then he says, I'm disabled.
Get this.
So
how long have you been disabled? Since 1982.
that's my year. That's my birth year, 82, and I'm 43 years old.
He also goes on to say that he has spinal fusion. That's why he's disabled since 1982. Now, he's going to be questioned on flicking me off by a ladder. And his answer is going to be he just got off the ladder. I'm curious, how many disabled individuals with spinal fusion do you know who climb up and down ladders? I'm getting ahead of myself again.
So he did specifically say that he's unable to work, but wait, he contradicts himself by doing manual labor. Taking care of tortoises is manual labor. Building their pens is manual labor. But he's unable to work.
Can't work. Fused spine.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Lynette has claimed that she has a fused spine as well. Am I?
Well, the term that she uses is herniated disc.
Oh,
That maybe they're fused together.
They should be. What
Joined at the
they're
hip.
claiming is wrong with their back, and I happen to know some about spinal degeneration with the disc, degenerative disc disease. I have that. She moves better than me, but I can move, and I've had a partial spinal fusion. So, being on disability since age 20
Yeah.
doesn't add up.
No, that is a long time to be there with something like that. That's
Exactly.
a long time.
You get a spinal fusion so you can work.
Mm-hmm. Man, I just so he's been on disability a long time.
Yeah, according to his age and by what he's testifying, over 20 years. So, yeah, pretty young to be on disability.
Good. That's not good.
And yet they're constantly saying, she was saying in Northport, in the police reports, if you look at the police reports, when she was filing police reports against her neighbors and all the other stuff there, when John was on his way to work.
Mm, mm, mm. All right. Let's see if this works this time. We'll try it. Did it work?
I'm not hearing it here.
I guess,
Yeah, it's playing.
It's playing? All right.
Yeah, it's playing.
Let's do it for him.
Venom, lady in black. She listening in the shadows, ready to attack. No warning shot, no polite hello. Has wicked grin and a toxic glow. She's dripping poison like gossip at brunch. A sharp bite and you become her lunch. Sexy till you're twitching on the floor. She's smirking in your face, then comes back for more. Bite, bite, baby, better say your prayers. Venom's got stilettos and homicidal flair. She's vicious, delicious, a queen with a sting. The sexiest nightmare you've ever seen. Pucker up, sugar. Mama's venom tastes sweet.
I love that ending. I told you people I bite.
She's a biter.
I'm a biter.
Oh, and maybe not says happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Let's see if we can get that bad boy up here. We will throw up the birthday thing here for you guys because, well, that one I know is going to play. That one will play.
Joyful time, it's your special day. Gather round, we're here to say happy birthday, happy birthday. You're the shining star, let's celebrate you no matter where we are. Tequila and margaritas, party through the night. Cake and candles, the mood is just right. As the candles flicker, make a loving toast to the one we adore the most. Happy birthday.
Oh yeah, big happy birthday to you. Man,
Happy
that's
birthday.
love it. I love it whenever people have birthdays, man. It's a beautiful celebration of life. It means you made it all the way around the sun 365 days.
And starting another.
Starting all over from scratch. Bonnie Fleming, I am also glad to hear that you kicked cancer's butt. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Nothing's happening because the courts and law enforcement don't take anything happening online seriously. It's just words on screen to them. Well, they'll end up messing around and finding out that something will be happening in all of the cases, and it's going to and I'm once I get done with a good portion of this, I'm going to pull up those documents whenever we get a little more people in here because thank you, Tammy. I appreciate it. I will check that out. It is absolutely insane. It's your unbirthday today. Well, make sure that you spend money for Stacy Smith's happy unbirthday. Happy unbirthday to you. It's a very unhappy birthday to you. It's true.
Mad
just
Saturday.
Yes, but because JC keeps working and doing things he should not, he keeps re-hurting his spine, and that's why he's always in the scotch after dislocating his spine once again. Well, that could be. There's always a possibility. Maybe he shouldn't be doing those kinds of things. But if it's a fused spine, it's not going to dislocate.
Yeah, a fused spine is pretty much fused. You could hurt everything else around it, but where the fusion is, that's pretty permanent.
Yeah, that
But we
doesn't
are
go
still
away.
looking for that missing knee.
Hey, Jen Thunder, good to see you. Welcome.
Okay.
And that she has no
Definitely
spine.
happy birthday,
None of her
Debbie Webb.
discs exist anymore. She has no discs. So from my understanding,
happens.
I'm no back doctor or spinal specialist or what is the back doctor called? I'm not a specialist in but if you have zero disc, wouldn't you just be a blob in a wheelchair?
Proctologist?
No.
Backside? No.
Like a spinal specialist, wouldn't you be in a wheelchair? I don't know. I'm just
Here's what I do know. And you're well aware. I have issues with ruptured disc and I work non-stop. Literally manual labor, lifting, moving. I am a glorified garbage man. Is what I
Happy
am. Not we call it
unbirthday.
treasure, but I move stuff.
Maybe not as the first one. Wishing you a happy unbirthday, Stacy Smith. Thank you very much. Maybe not. That is oh, you guys crack me up. The knee got lost in the very first blue bucket. They replaced it with a beige bucket because you got tired of being laughed at for their blue bucket. So let's make it. You sure that it just didn't stain?
Yeah, I mean, white does turn brown.
Constantly heavy stuff I shouldn't, and I have ruptured disc, herniated disc, which in time heal themselves. Now I don't give it enough time to heal itself, but that has never stopped me from living the dream and working my
system and live off of the government.
Yeah.
and
so there are
pay-
those,
I want to get
He's
to
been
the
50 years old for, like,
testimony
10
portion
years.
of it.
and he was like 200 plus. And he goes, and you understand that we're here for a renewal of an
Okay, there we
existing
go.
protective order and violations of the protective order. He says, yeah.
Oh, it's not your birthday, it's your brother's. Well, happy birthday to your brother, and I hope that he is having a wonderful birthday. That is wonderful. That is so wonderful. I love it. I love it. Marma, you only have one life to live, so you need to do it the best way. So I live it the best way I can. Absolutely.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. You only have one life to live. So, being unhappy and miserable is not a good way to go through life. Being angry and pissed off and hateful to people, you have to, and some people don't ever get this. I found this out pretty early on. I didn't have the best childhood growing up. But once I got to a point in my life, I was just like, you know what? I just don't care anymore. About these other people that are trying to bring me down. I just don't care. And just removed them from my life, and my life became so much happier. Stuck on a blue bucket because your spine is fused.
Somebody brought up neurosurgeon. That's for nerves. You would be looking for an orthopedic, but there is nerve fusion and neurologist involved when you have degenerative disc and fusion done on your back. So
yeah, it also does depend on where it's at too. Like if it's closer up to the brainstem, I'm sure they're a little more concerned with it there.
there you go, Shizzy. You just solved it. That's what's wrong here. Their damage is up closer to the tip there. Now it explains so much more.
It's so bad. I'm confused from S1 to T10. I don't bend very well. Well, and I mean, I don't know. I'm no doctor, man. I don't know nothing about that. I've never experienced having to worry about that, thankfully. Well, I mean, I did dislocate 4 vertebrae in my neck at one point in time. No, that sucked. That's really sucked. Every so often, it'll happen again. It was from me putting my face through a windshield. Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's why I got this scar up on the top of my head. Every so often I'll still pick a little piece of glass out of my head.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how that stuff just wanders through the body and keeps going.
Yeah, just sitting there, just the tip. just
the tip.
That's
no more,
right.
just the tip.
I mean, I didn't get it as bad as the guy I was in basic with. His whole face looked like a dog bit his face. That's how bad it was.
Ouch.
But he hated it. He was just like, this is awful. And it's because he went through the whole windshield and, hit pavement. So he was in bad.
Yes. But I have a feeling that Justin didn't know that there was one already existing.
Okay.
And they've been found guilty. He knows now.
Yeah, he's learning
I'm at
by the
fused.
seat of his pants, and Eli is on fire.
Well, that would be why I was confused. That makes sense now.
Now we know why Shizzy's short.
Exactly. I've had lower back fusion. I can't do half the stuff LB just does. Yeah.
with these witnesses, and all of a sudden Justin's learning all this information he was never told, and you can see it in his face, just like, oh my goodness, these
so
idiots.
he's asking Crook this, he's probably thinking like, why didn't you tell me this in the first place, that you knew that we were here for a renewal and violations? And here he thought it was a brand new petition filed. So then he goes on to ask, since the civil stalking protective order has been in place, have you sought out Jeremy Hales?
No. Like a Neanderthal.
No.
Huh. Well, he's had a lot of stuff to say about that online, but we'll get to that. And then Justin asks, have you threatened Jeremy Hales? No. Have you touched Jeremy Hales?
So
no.
Jessica says, I ran out of munchies.
Talked a lot about putting stuff up my backside in my honey buns.
Well, not to mention, he's also said that he wanted to.
Well, Jeremy's got his honey buns
to your face. And feed you to
I
the
was just
alligator.
going to say,
So
Jeremy's
he's
got some
made
honey
a
buns,
lot of
Jessica.
posts about touching certain body parts of mine.
And wanting to what to do with your body.
Yeah.
Feed you to the alligators.
Yeah.
That's probably going to come up in cross-examination. Okay.
So then he goes on to say, have you ever touched him, to confirm what you said? He goes, no. And then he says, have you ever requested others to harm him? And he says, no.
No. I got to think about that.
He does sound like that. He kind of sounds
Dumb. Because he is.
dumb, dum, dum. So then Justin goes on to ask him, have you ever reached out to any online
Personalities.
to threaten or harm Jeremy?
No. And you're going to use code names. So the next question is, have you ever asked Deuce to harm him? No. Okay, well, when you see Jeremy Hales, what do? I go the other way. But I've seen him only 2 times in the past 2 years. Okay, hold a second.
That kind of contradicts
Hold a second.
their whole strategy.
Fleesa is publicly stating, Deuce is publicly stating, Crook, Lynette are publicly stating that we have used these civil protection orders to weaponize against them. And Crook, under oath, on the record says, I have only seen Jeremy Hales 2 times in the past 2 years. That's weaponization? In a small county, in a town where they live literally across the street from us, intentionally, on purpose. How in the world are they going to move forward with this contrived story, this fodder story of us weaponizing civil protection orders, when Crook under oath says, I've only seen Jeremy Hales in the past 2 years, and he says, I saw him in Walmart, and he scared everybody, every customer, he scared them.
And see, this is the problem with having a really crappy witness.
Letting them talk.
Well, because he's sitting there, because first of all, you would have to verify that every single person in that store was scared.
Exactly.
And you can't verify that.
No, they've got, I don't know, I don't think John was recording, but by Jeremy's own video, the most that you ever seen out of that video was a couple people looked like, oh, okay, what's happening? And just kept going about their business.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. They were just like, okay, well, this guy ain't supposed to be here, I guess. I'm getting my stuff and I'm gone. I don't want to be in the middle of this. I don't want to be in the middle of this shit show. That's how I would be.
Yeah, I would have been the person behind, there was somebody, I believe, in front of him and behind him. I would have been like, hey, you know what? Go ahead. You first. There seems to be an urgency here. Go ahead. Check out. I'll go to the next lane. In fact, I forgot something. I have to go back.
Yeah. I mean, you know, if I was going by whenever that happened, I might just break out my phone and record it.
Well, yeah, in today's society, everybody wants to record everything. I'm sure there may have been somebody recording too.
Yeah, but it probably happened so fast, and see that they didn't have time to. What should have happened? Security shouldn't have had to step in. John Cook should have, as soon as he saw Jeremy, he should have just put down whatever he had and left.
Exactly.
Gone out, sit in his car, and sit 500 feet away. Wait until he sees Jeremy leave, then go back in there and get whatever it was that he was after. That's what he should have done.
Yep.
I mean, if I had a protection order against, or somebody had a protection order against me, that's how I would respond to it. I wouldn't give them anything, no ammunition whatsoever. Even if it pissed me off, there would be no way I would give them any fodder whatsoever.
No, and by their own admission, they watch him drive up and down their road. So they know when he's coming and going. So,
Mhm. Well, but they don't know where he's going. They just know he's coming or going, which
right,
they,
right.
and the thing is there's nothing wrong with them to have a video camera out there. Nothing wrong to have a video camera out there, in my opinion.
No,
Now, if it's out there, the problem comes is whenever they're giving access to other people so they can show online whenever Jeremy is coming going. That's where it starts becoming a bit of a problem.
yeah, especially when she was actively accessing the camera on her own channel and, playing, rewinding, slowing down,
Yeah.
going through the files. Yeah, I mean, whether she's storing it or not, even if they sent her a recording from their cameras, she's playing it, and she was still tagging him in every stream she did.
It's just doing it to harass him. That's
Yep.
it. That's all it is.
I made my presence known and that he was to leave immediately. What I said is, I have a civil protection order against you. Leave immediately. Now, leave, which is legally what he has to do. He did not. He continued on paying the cashier, which that is illegal. And he brought it up. We didn't even bring up the Walmart incident. We didn't bring it up. There's hundreds of violations. We didn't even bring it up. Mm-hmm. He did. And then he goes, and I saw him at Ace Hardware, and he was filming me, and he said I showed him my gun. Well, that's legal. I can show him my gun.
Remember, him and Lynette have been wearing their pew-pews on an outside holster. And why would they need to do that?
It's legal. I get it. It's legal. Open carry in Ohio, where we're at right now, it's legal. It's legal in Florida. You know what? One of the most foolish things you could do is open carry. Because if there is a threat, that threat is going to go after the person who has a weapon shown on display first. You would never want to show what's coming. You want surprise. You want that to your advantage in any types of these situations. So concealed, which you don't need a license for in either state anymore, concealed is the way to go. Now, I get that it's legal. The intent is for nothing more than intimidation by both of them.
Correct. Especially if they have this young child who is a runner. Who's to say she's not going to run straight up to their pew-pews and try and take it?
Nothing wrong with that.
Right? To me, I think that's one of the most unsafe things to do with a child running around. But remember, they moved to Otter Creek to save the child and protect her.
Yeah.
This next question is the most condemning question, and there are perjury charges coming. Criminal perjury charges coming. We are filing in the state of Ohio. So the next question that's asked by Justin, his lawyer, who has no idea what has already happened, says, have you ever used your gun to threaten Jeremy Hales?
Oh.
No.
Boom.
Oh. John.
Yeah.
Mr. Cook, John. Remember that video? Going to follow Jeremy now. Going to Jeremy's house.
Yeah, where you already found guilty of that in Ohio.
His own video. That was John Cook's own video that he showed the court. You were convicted. Not to mention, you've got the other issue where there are pictures that Jeremy did not see until he got back to Ohio, when he pulled the gun out of his pocket and waved it around, barely able to even hold it.
Yeah.
Thank God that child was not outside and he didn't drop that weapon.
Well, it still would have had a hard time firing off just by dropping it. Yeah, that's a big misconception a lot of people have. If you drop it, it's just going to misfire.
I'm only assuming it would misfire because of the condition of how they take care of things.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I don't know.
If it's the revolver that I'm thinking of, the one that was on that video or similar to that, it wouldn't have a revolver. Even it would have to be a single action or a double action. Single action means that you just pull the trigger and it pulls the hammer back and fires. Double action means you actually have to pull you have to cock the firearm and then pull the trigger. So even if it's a single action, just dropping a revolver is going to be hard for it to misfire. Hey, Mr. Coop, good to see you. Good
Hey,
to
Mr.
see you.
Coop. Yeah, it's hard though. They've got so many pew-pews on their property and there's a child running around. None of it is secured. Well, wasn't at the time. So
Yeah, not secured well.
The judge at this point is going, my lawyer is looking at me going, and he leans over, he goes, I've never been so mad in my life. We are filing perjury criminal charges right after this. This is happening. And I went, please. I was like, hey, don't let that anger go away. I want you to use that in cross-examination. I was like, you've been on fire.
Thank you, Darren, for correcting me on that. Other way around, Shizzy. It's the other way around. Single action, double action.
Let's keep it going. He completely and totally lies. He's already been found guilty of this, and Justin knows none of this at all.
So then at this point, Lynette is saying something, and the judge mutes her. The judge had to mute her because she was talking, and then she told her that
normal court stuff.
She told her she was gonna stay muted.
She wasn't going to mute her until she was called for a witness.
There's no reason for her mic to be unmuted.
Yeah, we really haven't touched base on a lot of what Lynette was doing during all of these witness testimonies. But at this point, the judge was tired of it, the mumbling, the stuff, the garbage being uttered, and she went, you're muted, and you're not being unmuted until you're called as a witness. Done deal. Yeah. It's over for you. So she gets reprimanded, and she's muted.
That's right. Yeah.
So then Justin brings up video of employees or Jeremy filming as they drive past the property.
To be clear, we use a redundancy system for safety. Now, I've built a lot of high ropes courses. I've worked on a lot of high.
So he's just basically talking about, using redundancies, whenever you're rope climbing and things like that.
The Anti-Wth ecosystem members, that with everything they've done, that there are civil protection orders coming against them in the state of Ohio as well. But I'm going to guess probably. So he is well aware of it. I'm sure they're well aware of it. There are more civil protection order hearings coming against the rest of the Anti-Wth ecosystem.
As there should be.
So then Crook goes on.
I'm hoping that they have those filed and get that stuff taken care of, because just the amount of harassing that they're doing to these folks, it's so bad. It would be nice if they could, and the thing is you hear the whole what the hell's ecosystem over there say, what is Shizzy gonna do if they go away? Oh, I've got tons of stuff that I can do. Like if Jeremy went back to doing just nothing but storage stuff, and this stuff was behind him, there's so many other court cases that are out there.
Court cases, your morning show.
Oh my God.
Advice. Like you had content on content on content.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's not going to go away. It's not going to go away. My content, it's always there. The stuff that I cover is always there. Any gun could accidentally go off regardless of how you think it might be. No, it usually requires an action. An action requires a firearm to go off. Like I could set a firearm down and leave it sitting there as long as nobody touches it. It would probably never do a single thing. It's an inanimate object, Mr. Coop, unless you're Baldwin. That's true.
Oh.
Yeah. To say that every time Jeremy drives by, he slows down to film on a daily basis to film. But then didn't he just say that he's only seen you twice in the past year?
2 times.
And have you ever posted those daily films on YouTube?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. So unless they're violating the protective order, there's no reason to, right?
Exactly. If they don't violate it, it doesn't. I mean, frankly,
just
it's deleted. I could
just don't go for the Rick and Straw. No. And that's the thing is I look for some really obscure stuff, and I was planning on this month, and this is no joke. I was planning on this month. Mo and I were going to do some stuff with Sarah Boone, covering some of that, but you know, our schedules just got completely flipped around, and she's got all other kinds of stuff going on that just like we just couldn't make it happen. You know, we were gonna have some fun with it, but we're holding off, and you know, maybe we'll have some free time coming up.
Yeah.
You never know. It's gonna be pretty cool if we
I
do.
mean, Sarah Boone, that is the case. I mean, if I were Samsonite, I would still want her to do a commercial and bring Samsonite back, like the luggage that holds everything in.
No, it's that's the thing. It was everyone seems to think that was Samsonite. It wasn't Samsonite.
Oh,
I believe
you
it was
just
World
ruined it for me.
Traveler.
Like I was ready to go buy a Samsonite bag because I was like, it worked for Sarah.
Oh,
I
my
had a few
gosh.
victims in mind. Can you fit in there? I dare you.
Want to play hide and seek? You hide, I won't look for you.
I'll even let you. I'll count to 100. You just go climb right in there, and I'll pretend I can't find you. Let's see how strong that zipper is.
I still think she put him in there at the top of the stairs and drug him down.
She had to have. What I don't get from all these suitcases when I hear these stories. In all seriousness, that people are in them. How?
He was not a very he was pretty small. He was a small guy. I mean, whenever I say small, I mean he was short of stature and skinny.
Have to be.
Yeah, because I've got a suitcase similar to that.
Have you tried to fit in it?
I look at that and I'm like, nope. Nope, that ain't gonna happen.
You know what, Shizzy? I think we should grift for tips here and super tips and chats that you bring out that suitcase one night and let's see how much you can fit into that suitcase.
My torso? That's about it.
Yeah, your body.
I'll just wear it like an outfit, you know, just have arms.
That's cheating.
Yeah, I ain't fitting in that thing. So much shorter than Shizzy? Possibly.
Just hold them all, but what's the point? If there's no violation, there's no point. I was safe. I don't need it.
And there's no reason. No one is setting up anybody to do anything. Everyone's responsible for their own decision, their own reaction. And so if you're filming and I'm filming for our protection as we drive by.
she didn't drag him down the steps, actually. Well, it's still funny.
We just left him at the tip of the stair and he just kind of fell on his own.
Yes. We just received Walmart delivery. Only thing is we didn't order anything. So I called to see if it was for one of our neighbors. And they said, consider it a free gift. The order has been redelivered. I love it. That's awesome, Levy. I love it. Free gifts. Yeah, I had someone deliver something came to my house and it was the wrong address, like entirely the wrong address. And I was going out. I was getting ready to go out of town. I mean, it showed up. As I stepped out, I looked down and I'm like, what the hell is this? I pick it up and it's to an address that's similar to mine, but I have no idea where it is. And I'm just like, I don't know anything about this. And it was around Christmas time. And I was just like, there was a phone number on there and I called up the phone number and I gave them the tracking number and all this. And they're like, that's not good. I was like, I mean, I'm getting ready to leave right now. I don't have a way of getting there. Oh, don't worry about it. We got the tracking number on it. We're going to ship it out. It'll be out there tomorrow. I was like, okay. What do you want me to do with this? Or like, man, have fun with it. I think it was some chocolate or something like that too.
Oh, I hope you didn't eat it.
Oh no, it was good. It was good. It was like some high end chocolate, because my wife was like, "Oh, that stuff's expensive." I was like, "Oh, really?" Like, okay. So we'll just take it with us. We took it with us.
But you're gonna
No
hear.
one's forcing them to do anything.
You're gonna hear Crook. It was all a setup. It was a setup, I tell you. Oh, it's coming.
Some of the stupidest answers I've ever heard. So then he went on to talk about how he used to have a chain link fence, and that Jeremy drives by to film his daughter to put on YouTube.
He specifically says, I drive by to film his daughter to put on YouTube. Again, insinuating that I am some kind of PDF file, which is, they're being sued for this. They're literally being sued for this defamation. Assassination of character.
So I would like to know,
On the record.
where are those videos that Jeremy's putting up on YouTube?
We'd all like to know that.
And so the fact that that exhibit wasn't submitted to the courts,
Nothing.
The judge isn't going to take his word for it, because he already lost his credibility. He's already been found guilty multiple times of violating the law. And so for him to say that Jeremy films the daughter to put on YouTube, where's that video? I guess I'll wait for someone to send us a link, because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, might be waiting a while, George.
So then he went on to accuse you of saying that you've contacted the county to have their fence removed. Like, when did you do that?
I don't even know. He's contacted the county and the state, and they're trying to get my fence removed for this and this. And I'm sitting there going, what?
We're glad
What
that the
did I
fence
do?
is up, because then it covers the eyesore, and we don't have to smell it and get whiffs of the garbage.
Sunblock.
Yes, we don't have to look at the eyesore of their nasty property anymore. And so you guys have seen it all in, whether it was body cam footage when Florida Wildlife showed up in person, and all the pictures that they took when Crook lied about brandishing a firearm to an 8-year-old girl, and all the pictures that they took, and when they rescued Lloyd, the 86-year-old veteran, disabled veteran, there was video footage for protection and safety. How disgusting their property was. So having that fence up has been a blessing, because it covers all of that. We don't have to look at it anymore.
Apparently I've contacted even President Trump. You know, me, paint chips, we're both like this with the president to get that fence taken down. I have contacted absolutely nobody. And no evidence is presented on anything what Crook says during his testimony. Not a thing.
So then he goes on to explain how he's had 17 inches of tin to stop the filming. And then he goes on saying that you drive by with a tractor side saddle filming. What does that even mean? Side saddle filming.
Side saddle?
You know, there are times.
Yeah, they said he was sitting side saddle on the big green tractor he calls the Hulk, so he could film over the fence.
Side saddle.
I don't even know how he would sit side saddle. If you see the tractor,
Yeah.
yeah, the back seat, like
you're basically sitting in a recliner.
that is some really amazing feat if he was sitting side saddle on the Hulk.
Well, and I mean, the good part about tractors, you know, is your throttle is usually on the handle. You know, you don't have a regular gas pedal. Some of them. That one might, I don't know. I mean, the one that I always drove had one right here, and then you had a clutch, and you could shift it into different gears. And you just had to work the throttle here. But I don't know, maybe it's more advanced than that. I don't know.
Either way, if he needed a foot on each pedal, or at least 1 foot on a pedal and 1 hand on the throttle, how did he sit sideways, control a camera, steer, and keep the tractor moving? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's and that's not an easy ride either. it's I mean, if
Literally.
for anybody that's run a tractor, you can tune for speed, even if there's some tractors you can tune for speed. Yeah. I mean, if he was side saddle, how would he use the brake? Exactly. I don't know. They're silly. 2 throttles, 1 on the steering wheel, possibly. I don't know. I mean, because, you know, whenever you're plowing the fields, you don't want to have your foot on a pedal where you hit bumps and stuff like that. So you just set your throttle and let it go. You know, just all you're doing at that point is just steering it. And, you know, you might have to slow down, but I don't know.
When we are working on the schoolhouse and we are working on the ranch property, for example, hurricane damage. Last winter, we had the tractor back and forth for hurricane damage. There was a lot of it. And I would take the tractor back and forth. We were working on the school property, cleaning it up. We were working on the ranch property. You know how many times I've driven the tractor to the schoolhouse, to the ranch house this season?
Well, I followed you the one day.
This season? Oh, so I took the tractor from the schoolhouse to the ranch house because the tractor's at the ranch right now, so that I can mow. Yes. But I haven't even been able to mow.
So I was behind you to make sure no other vehicle.
Okay, so one time I've driven my tractor from my one property to another property one time, which, by the way, not illegal.
No, it's not illegal. And so I was filming.
If he doesn't like
protection, and so were you.
He can leave. If he doesn't like me driving a tractor legally on a road, legally from a property that I own, legally to another property that I own, legally, he can leave.
But they choose not to. Isn't that weird?
Go figure.
Isn't that interesting that they're refusing to? So then he goes and talks about how he had to add 12 more feet onto the property.
It's beautiful, I tell you. This fence is just beautiful.
He's talking
12
about
more
the sheet
feet.
metal that he had to put up on.
I think he's talking about
Oh yeah, okay. He's talking about he added more on top of it because well, the fleas, they're idiots. What did you miss? Well, I was naked and I was shaking it,
and
doing a
Rosalind,
wiggle.
he's been pushing my buttons. And you missed me.
talking about the landscaping fabric that he put
Well,
up.
he said he talks about how he had to put up more 15 feet high to block the cameras.
Yeah, the landscaping fabric.
Yes.
And then he said I had to put 60 feet of it otherwhere so he couldn't see in the back beyond my fence in the property. And he said he's got 12-foot cameras.
12-foot cameras.
So then he goes on to say, we're being
wait,
recorded.
Hold a second. Wait. How much video footage have you seen from this 12-foot camera? How much has been online, George, from these cameras all across the street? How much? Have you seen any?
The only footage I've seen
Weird.
are the ones that are pointed towards the mailbox when visitors come and sign the guest book.
Okay.
But I haven't seen footage from
12
any
foot?
other.
9 cameras, 360, hyperbolic sound.
Not even footage from the birdhouse camera.
That can hear inside, because Lynetta said they can hear inside her camper. You've seen none of it.
Yeah, she said that there were demons in the walls too. So
Yeah, the little people in the wall.
that's true.
And she claimed Jamie was trying to chase. Funny, I think she's still complaining about these issues, and Jamie's been long gone.
She says, I still have the videos you sent me, Shizzy. I'm so good. Your buttons are extra shiny, Venom. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been tweaking those buttons.
Yep.
None of this has been posted online.
None of it. Why? Because it doesn't exist. This is the part where we can whisper again.
Or does it?
It doesn't.
We have a
So then he goes on to say that we're
24/7.
being filmed 24 hours a day and we're being threatened here. Threatened how? They have 2 cameras pointing at our property. You can't miss it. Even though it's pointing down the road, it's still pointing on our property. Remember, we own 70 acres.
And they're
70
showing
acres
it
wide,
online.
And they're 1.6 acres across the street, like right in the middle, if you look at an aerial. 24 hours a day and we're being threatened here. Threatened how? But he only saw you twice in a year. But they're being threatened.
Weird.
None of the-
And
none
we're
of the-
weaponizing. According to them, we're weaponizing civil protection orders. But
Where else are the little people supposed to live?
In the Keebler Toll House.
In a suitcase.
they've only seen me twice in a year.
And none of the 24-hour-a-day film has ever been posted on YouTube.
Ever. Nothing. No credibility in this witness.
0. He's like, we're living here being terrorized by Jeremy Hales. Well, with a deeper voice, obviously. We're over here being terrorized.
I'm sorry. I misquoted that, and that was tasteless. Little people don't go to live in suitcases. That's where they go to die.
It's why Jeremy Hales. I'm a slow talker, but he's a very slow talker.
More like a Neanderthal.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
A moron.
yes.
Neanderthal.
But it's weird. See, what I find weird is that they're saying they're being terrorized by you 24.
That's not a little person in your pocket. He's just happy to see you.
Stacy, have you been taking little blue aspirin?
But Felisa has all the files and video.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the evidence. She says all all the evidence. She's got it all.
I got all the evidence. Let me clear my throat.
4 hours a day being filmed by you, but they're refusing to move. And when they lose their property with bankruptcy, they still want to live there?
Go figure that one out.
How does that make any sense?
They've literally stated in the federal court that once the property goes up for auction, that they're going to buy it back from the trustee.
Why? If you're
With
being
what money?
terrorized by your neighbors, why would you want to live there?
You got me. Maybe because this is the most money they've ever made in their life, even
Yes.
if somebody is committing fraud, not releasing the money.
This is true. They're actually benefiting and still getting donations from our fan base, whether it was previous fan viewers, current, whoever. They're donating to them and they're benefiting from them. They would have never been able to afford that fence had it not been people donating gift cards to get the
That's
fence.
going to be repossessed as well, everything in the past 4 years. So, bankruptcy, genius there, Deuce. Genius.
Fraud on the court being terrorized by Jeremy Hales, famous YouTuber, but let's try and buy the property when it goes up for sale and auction because she chose to file for bankruptcy. Make that make sense. So then he goes on to ask, do you have a social media presence? And he's like, yes.
I have a Facebook.
I have a Facebook page. And then he
You have a
says,
good
have
night,
you ever reached
Jessica.
out to anyone?
Jesse. I'm sorry, Jesse.
Social media personality.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to call you Jessica. Jesse. I looked at the name first and I was like, Jessica. No, it's Jesse. Jesse, you get some rest, Jesse. With what money? Yeah. With what money? Well, that's the money that the Fleesa thinks that they're all going to win.
Oh, yeah, they're going to be millionaires set for life. But let's not forget, John had more than a Facebook. He even had a GoFundMe page and several PayPal accounts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. They'll be digging into those too. I'm sure they have all that information.
And he goes, I have never contacted To Leith. He's never contacted Fleesa. So I have never contacted Fleesa. Literally last night, he puts in the chat, check your email. I just got a phone call.
Yeah.
My lawyer wants to know if you're going to be witness, which, by the way, she never would show anyway. And we would have loved it. Oh, boy, would we have loved it. But he literally just messaged last night in the live chat, check your email.
You heard what her excuse was?
Oh, no. What was it?
I totally forgot about it and slept in.
Well, that is a real urgency there, Lynette. This is your PR team.
Yeah.
Sleeping on the job.
Yeah. And thank you, Debbie Baker, for the super chat. I appreciate that. Debbie
I'm sorry.
Debbie Baker says, feels so much better today. Love you all. Oh, thank you, Debbie Baker. You get to feeling better. Yeah, that's she asked, hey, you guys just keep me in your prayers. I'm not doing well, and that happens. She's feeling better today.
More
So
thoughts and prayers, Debbie.
welcome, Mug Raiders. Welcome, Mug Raider. So good to see us. Yes, good evening. Good evening. Hey, Shirley, Gary. Welcome. What really, Crook? Damn, I think my eyes are clouded. Oh my gosh, yes.
Never contacted her, though. Never. Even though the night before, he told her to check her email. But never contacts her. Never.
He's never reached out.
Okay.
Well, his live chats say otherwise. Say otherwise.
And obviously, we have all the screenshots.
Okay. And Lynette even said that him and Fleesa talk every day for hours. Remember, she wrote this. She wrote this rage post on one of her Facebook pages. How she found out him and Fleesa were secretly talking behind her back.
I wonder if Poppy Seed knew about that. Ooh. Well, they're into a lot of weird stuff. That's for sure. Loofahs.
She does run the loofah business.
I don't see how anybody could want anything to do with that garbage.
So then the questioning and discussion leads into the 10-foot video where he talks about, I just got out of surgery the day before. So let me ask
why are you in the road?
If you've gotten surgery, major surgery, by the way, wouldn't you be resting with your leg up icing it and making sure that it doesn't get infected and just taking care of yourself.
Justin asked him what happened on the day the
I think that's what happened in the first place, wasn't it? It got infected and it went septic.
Yeah,
Just like,
Brett and Madam Mayor had to save his life. Literally.
it's like, dude. Ah.
10-foot video, which the judge has already said we are not going over this again. This is and Eli is going, just let him incriminate himself, just let it go. And I'm like, yeah, this is incredible. And he goes, and the day after surgery I was on a walker in the road with a tape measure. I'm just stuck there and I'm listening to him yell at me. He goes, there was a ditch to my side and he was in the road. What was I supposed to do? I just got out of major surgery. Here's an idea. Don't go in the road. How much more common sense can you make it?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, there's not a ditch to the side of them. There's plenty of grass he could have just stepped over. If he would have just stepped over on his own
stayed
property
quiet
and shut his mouth, he would have been compliant with the civil protection orders. He couldn't do either.
No.
He refused. He could have refused to do either.
Now remember the 10.
well, and I've seen the video, like the one that Michelle shot.
Yeah.
Jeremy pulls up there and stops and waits.
For him
like-
to move.
And he's just like, dude, it's 10 feet.
Yeah. And then
And then John starts, mouthing off to him. And he's just like, and Michelle is yelling, egging him on. He's just like, dude, it's 10 feet. Like, how much clearer does this need to be? It's 10 feet.
Oh, these people.
He was trying to run away with Walker. I mean, I understand you're out there, you got your walker, you're in no shape to be out. You shouldn't even be out there if that's the case. What is the point of going out there? Because Michelle is sitting there going, I need you to met. No, we're not doing that right now. That's what I would be telling her. I am supposed to be resting. Measuring the rows to great recovery, physical therapy. Oh, septic crook. Yeah.
Feet video's already been litigated. He's already been found guilty by saying suck my.
So let's bring it up again, please, in front of this judge. Absolutely. Less reminder of all your contempt charges already.
Yeah.
Bad
I think
strategy.
they can remember.
Very bad strategy. Again, had he just stayed quiet, we wouldn't have had to report it. We wouldn't have had to file report on contempt of violation. So then he goes on to say that.
Well, who measures the road on walkers? Septic John. Septic John.
And then you've got her in the background. It's okay, John. It's okay. I'm on the phone with the advocate from Ohio.
Septic John. Septic John.
He wasn't going to jump over their barbed wire fence, and that he was taking measurement of the distance of their property line. Why couldn't Lynette do that on her own? Why did she need him on the road to do it? She was there the whole time recording him saying, you're okay, encouraging to violate the civil stalking protective order.
Insane.
She's trying to get rid of him.
The court, under his lawyer's questioning, that Jeremy instigated it all for YouTube content. That's funny because I didn't release any of it until cops are called. We're going into court. I don't release it until I have to. It's my insurance policy of them breaking the law. And let's be extremely clear. For them to say that Jeremy is doing all of this for YouTube money, nobody tries to get somebody to stop breaking the law if they're profiting from it and making so much money. I've spent just under $500,000 to get them to stop. If I was truly making all this money that they keep talking about, if I was truly profiting from all of this, and I was doing it for content, I wouldn't want it to stop. Good business is keep the money flowing. And yet the money is going over $498,000 so far to get it to stop. And he's saying that I'm doing this. I instigated it. YouTube content.
Now remember, he also testified he'd only seen you twice in 1 year.
That's true. And he says, I don't want anything to do with Jeremy, period.
If you don't, then stop instigating. It's really straightforward. You see him, you walk away. You keep that 500 feet whenever you're out in public. You see him sitting at a gas station, don't pull in there. Park down the road, wait until you see his car pull away. whatever very expensive insurance policy there, Jeremy Hales. Yeah, it is. It is a pretty damn expensive one, I guarantee you.
All right. Well, at this point, Justin is done. I mean, he doesn't know what he doesn't know. And to even be talking about this 10-foot thing is the stupidest strategy in the world. Eli comes up for cross-examination.
You have a good
Eli
night also, maybe not. We'll
destroys
see you soon.
Crook. Destroys him. Why don't you take this over?
So
Happy
then Eli
Thursday,
goes,
Debbie Brown.
Mr. Crook, this
Happy
is
Thursday.
Eli. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. He goes, I've asked you questions in the past, correct?
We've been here a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they've been found guilty in the court. The Ohio court has found them guilty based on the evidence that we have brought. And he goes, now, isn't it true that you've threatened Jeremy with a gun? During the first hearing, we pulled up an exhibit where you pulled a gun from your pocket.
Whoopsies!
He had to remind him, during the first instance of us coming to court, you removed a firearm from your pocket.
Justin didn't know any of this?
Why would he know any of this?
Ooh. And he goes, I never pointed a gun at anybody. And besides, Levy County Sheriff said he doctored the videos. How do you doctor a video?
By slowing down the
Doctored the videos.
Oh, yeah. They were trying to say that because, the PR team gave them all new spins for what they were already found in contempt for and violating.
Yeah.
And tried to say that it was colored in, screenshot in, like it was like superimposed. No. It's clear as day. Maybe not all the images were very clear, but there are some that are exceptionally clear. And as he's moving it up and down from his pocket and out, and
He drops it.
yeah, but there's a hole in his pocket.
This guy is.
They're dangerous.
Yeah. And you're very impressive with your song skills, but I'm always amazed how you put your pieces together. You might consider a career change. I have talent. Well, thank you, sarcastic. I was a musician for quite a long time. I still diddle around a little bit with using my fingers.
I slow-mo the video? That's not doctoring a video.
Don't get excited, Venom.
Well, I mean,
He did it. It happened. 100%. He lies under oath with his lawyer. He's cross-examined, and he goes, I never pointed it at anybody, and the Levy County Sheriff said he doctored it.
And then,
Uh-oh.
And then John also says, I did have a firearm, but I pointed it to the ground. I pointed it to the ground. Why would he need to pull a firearm out of his?
Oh, so the videos were doctored, but he admits that he had the firearm.
what firearm? Wait a minute. What firearm, John? You had no firearm.
Wasn't that the narrative they were running with? It's doctored. He didn't even have a firearm. Except,
you mean the one that was in my that one, the one in my pocket.
I just pointed it at the ground.
You weren't talking about that time.
You pulled a fucking firearm out while you were having a conversation. What did you think was going to happen? What probably stopped him from doing anything was that he saw the camera. It was like, damn it.
Yeah. Obviously, he wasn't thinking that camera was recording his voice, because we heard the really bad, hateful slurs and derogatory remarks coming out.
The cucking fun says, talent using your fingers. Oh, Shizzy, did you really just stoop down to that level of crudeness to get a laugh? Yes, I do. All the time.
Cooking. Do you not know Shizzy? Let me introduce you. Shizzy, cooking, Shizzy.
Pocket to point to the ground.
So
Is
Eli,
that brandishing? Pretty sure that's brandishing.
Eli's upset now. Eli can't stand this lying thing. And Eli's going after him. You made eye contact with him, didn't you? You pulled out a firearm and you pointed it at Mr. Hales, didn't you? And he goes, I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. And the judge, and then this argument starts because Eli can't handle all this lying under oath. And Crook is just spinning out of control, trying to come up with another lie to save himself. And the judge goes, hold on! Hold on! By the way, It's too loud at home. You adjust your volume. We can't adjust the volume here. I'm going to play what really happened. The judge is yelling, hold on. And the judge yells, hold on. And he goes, she goes, there will be no.
Now but there still might be audio. I know there was audio during one of those hearings, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't there?
In the beginning, yeah, because if you remember, the only one that he got video or audio on was before the actual CPO was ordered or put into in force.
Right. And then they did the puppet show.
Yeah. And then
the
she
audio.
said, no more will be released.
Yeah, I can see that. But they can still release the transcripts on that.
Yeah, the transcripts can be released to Jeremy and to Lynette or Lynette's lawyer, or John Cook, because he's part of the case. But anybody else, like, I don't think you or I could apply and get them unless the court.
Well, that sucks,
open that
because
way.
I've already raised $45 to try to get that thing.
Well, we need to raise more to find out.
Okay, I'm down for it.
Come on, people.
How about you, chat?
Transcripts.
We'll see if we can raise enough money to get those transcripts, and if we can't, then I'll put the money to good use for something.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
If worst case scenario, Shizzy will definitely buy something that, I don't know, maybe John, Lynette, the fleet, somebody would probably want to try or might want to buy someday, and he can give them a review on how it tastes, how it works, what it looks like,
how it smells.
Right. And let them know that this was a good buy. You should definitely raise some money and buy some for yourself.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
What I would do for any of you. I would do that for any of you. Oh.
It's gonna
doesn't know you, Shizzy.
Yes, it's I believe it's around $4,000, something like that.
Yeah.
They're pricey.
He said the court was going to release the transcript, so it's nothing, because I would imagine, because it's once again extending the order, so it's a trial that would be of public knowledge.
Well, no, but it could be that the court has those documents sealed. No super tips tonight? No, they're up there. I hadn't pulled it up. I should.
How are you going to raise any money if you don't have the super tips out?
I'm an idiot most nights. You know this.
Were you blonde?
As a child, yeah, I was.
Well,
I was.
Now I know.
Serious. I was like blonde, like really blonde as a child. Then my hair just got dark. I don't know why.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Oh, yeah, you could, but stop listening. Did you hear that thing say that?
I did.
I was like, what the hell?
Now that I know it's on. Hey, Siri.
I don't know why it did that. I must have said something. I said something that triggered it. Damn it. See, just messed that up. Shizzy evidence fun with the $10 super chat, Colleen. See, now we're up to 55.
See that? I contributed last night.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's right.
with Yamaha as my voice.
Yep. And what I'll do is I'll throw it up here in a second, and then I'll pin it to the chat. Yeah, but I'm going to play this in the meantime because I want to get through this thing. It's a little bit, and that's why I skipped over some of it, because if you want to see the whole thing, go over, watch it over on Jeremy and George's, What the Hales. You're going to see it over there because he has the whole thing from there.
Talking at the same time. And she goes, Crook. I'm calling him Crook. She used Mr. Crook. You will wait to answer the question asked.
Mm-hmm. She says you answer yes or no after he stops talking, meaning the attorney.
Elon.
But before the judge got in with her frustrations, reminding everyone that you can't talk at the same time. Again, It's important that people don't talk over each other at the same time because the court reporter has a job to do.
It's very heated. Very heated.
Her job is to put everything on the record and to be able to break it down who says what. And so that's why it's important not to get into heated arguments or to talk over each other. But he also he goes, yes, I did brandish it, but it was in my hand on my property.
And it's legal in Florida. He goes on and on. It's legal. I can do it. I can do whatever I want.
He just
Yeah, you
He
think.
lies under oath to his own lawyer, and now he's looking at perjury, criminal charges. And then Eli doesn't let up. Eli says, yeah, and the last time we were here in contempt court, you were in jail for brandishing a firearm at somebody else, weren't you? And he goes, I was framed by your client! I was framed!
Well, first he says yes, but I was framed
He's
by
always saying that.
Again, how do you frame somebody? No one forced him to pull out a pew-pew. And he just said that he can brandish it on his property. So again, how did anyone frame anybody, especially him?
Pulls a firearm out on a man, a woman, and an 8-year-old child. And then he goes on to say, your client said, meaning me, said that they called it in for content.
And I've got it pinned up there at the top of the chat. You can look all the way over there and find it. it's up there.
Or down or up.
I don't know where it shows up. Depends on what device you're on, I guess.
Yeah.
Transcripts on protection orders can only be gotten from the petitioner and the defendant. Sometimes defendant cannot get either because type of orders protection victims are only ones allowed to get and share. Yeah, I don't know. That's Ohio. It could be different. I don't know. That much for a copy of a transcript is outrageous. And yet another government money grab. No, actually, it's not a government money grab. That right there is because you are paying for someone's skill to actually transcribe every single word as it's spoken. And that's why it's really important that you speak clearly. You don't talk over somebody else because the transcriber won't be able to get it all. A lot of transcribers will actually record it at the same time. Sometimes they have like 3 things going on at the same time where they'll be speaking the words into, you'll see like this little cone that they'll have over their mouth because they're giving direction. And then they'll also be typing it out, and sometimes they'll be recording it too. So if they go back, they'll have to listen to it. So think about this: you do a 4-hour transcription. No, you're there for 4 hours. You're transcribing for 4 hours. They may have to go back and listen to that whole transcript 3 or 4 times. So that's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and you're talking 9 witnesses from Lynette's side alone. And then you've got George and Jeremy's testimony, both attorneys talking, the judge talking, whatever went on in discussions between the judge and the attorneys that you're not hearing. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
More than one day.
Once it's done, it's done. Somehow I doubt the cost lessens at the 50th request. No, it doesn't. No, because you're paying for a lot of stuff there. Because most of the time they'll save those transcripts for a period of time and that's it. I mean, I don't know how long they are required to even keep those transcripts. That would be cool if Lisa can't get them. Well, I mean, it's up to her. I mean, she's saying she's going to get it from her attorney or I'm sorry, Lynette's attorney or something. Who knows? It doesn't matter to me. You know, I'm not going to give it to her.
I think we're going to see another picture show. You're going to see some stick figures and they're going to say, see this? This was Jeremy in the box.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it's going to be really, really good. They always, you know, because this is stressful shit. So I completely understand that they try to make light of a stressful situation.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate that from them.
No,
you have to
ever,
with
have
all
we
this.
ever said such a thing.
Yes,
He is
with
a
all the
horrible,
craziness.
despicable human being.
Mm-hmm.
He is a pathological liar. And never have we ever said anything, and nor would we ever want anybody to pull out a firearm on anybody for any reason. An 8-year-old little girl who lives in fear now because of this freak.
How gross is that? Why would we demand that from anybody? That is a false statement and totally and very wrong and not true.
And he's looking at criminal charges for saying all of this under oath. We are filing in Ohio. It's happening tomorrow.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Now, before Crook brandished his firearm on Jeremy, prior to that, Lynette called 911 because John brandished his firearm on another guy that lived in Otter Creek across the street by the name of Chad. And then Lynette tried to say that they swung at each other and blah, 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 and that John pulled out his pew-pew. They both had to sign a waiver, otherwise they both would have been arrested.
So they both signed waivers, Crook and Chad, that they wouldn't press charges, so neither of them got arrested.
Yes. And this was all public record. We found...
And Poindexter comes in. Give me just a second. I've got to do one quick thing. It's a very cool super chat. Let me do something here real quick, because if I don't, what's going to happen is it's going to start playing Venom all over again, which I don't want it to do that. But give me and see, this is really cool because I can do this and then do, why is it not transitioning? Should have done its thing. Something's funky here. Well, there we go. Now it works. I don't know why, but okay.
And yet again, we keep seeing evidence of the saying, it's best to be thought a fool than open one's mouth and remove all doubt. So many fools, so little justice, so far.
I love that. That was perfect. Thank you, E. Poindexter. That was absolutely well done. That was absolutely well done. So little justice. So
this out from public record.
Yeah, it's coming.
And we also found this out from messages that Lynette sent Therese. That Crook pulled out his pew-pew on Chad. Chad no longer
Madam Mayor.
lives there.
Therese is Madam Mayor.
Yes. So then the discussion goes on to the OCC sign that he has planted facing the road.
They put up this despicable wooden fence. Crook uses the exact same material that the Jeremy Hales as a Child Arpist signs is made on. Exact same material. Same colors, puts OCC, Otter Creek Coward, which he has already been found guilty of making a Facebook page, Jeremy Hales Otter Creek Coward. And so he tries to state that OCC is Orange County Choppers and that he and Harley go there to work on her bike as they play. You know how many times I've seen him and Harley there on that sewage mound, the highest point of the property, where he put a sign that points out at the road to make sure I saw it. He didn't put it to where he knew Harley would see it. He put it where he knew I would see it, at the highest point of the property, over the fence. Yeah, that didn't.
I don't know. Is that a sewage mound or just a septic tank mound?
Oh, that's hard to say with everything that's on that property.
No, I mean, because usually it does set up a little bit and creates a little bit of a hill. I know, because, as kids, we didn't know that that's what that was. And that was the biggest hill on the property. And that's, we would thought we were rolling down this giant hill, and it was, now you look at it, you're like, that's just a bump in the ground.
Yeah. Especially for Florida.
Yeah. Yeah. There, I suspect the former. Yeah. Yeah, E. Poindexter, most definitely. Yamaha's voice is my spirit animal. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Fly very well in court.
Nope. And why would he say OCC hide the child? Why is he hiding the child from Orange County Choppers?
I thought that's where they go and play to repair the bike. OCC, hide the child. No. He's in court testifying. OCC, that's where we repair her bike. It's all for her. It's playtime. Oh, okay. Yeah, that went over well with the judge.
So Eli wasn't even done with his question. Crook knew exactly.
And Sarcastic One says, with AI, I wonder if you could use a program like Super Tips and then set each person to their actual voice. No, because Super Tips uses AI modeling for it, which is easy to notice AI modeling on it because it'll make mistakes with words constantly. AI voices always make mistakes with words. Like whenever I do that little disclaimer. You have, there's certain words that you have to misspell them for it to do it phonetically correct. You know, like live is a perfect example. Sometimes it'll say live and sometimes it'll say live. So those are the problems with it. Any new voices in Q? I don't think I can do any more than the 3 that I currently have. I think that's all I have the ability to do right now. I'm probably going to work on getting some other voices in there, but but the only problem is you have to put them in, re-upload them, and it's a lot of work just to get just to even get those voices the way that I got them. It took forever to get those in there, and I think it was one of them took almost 2 days before it sounded right. I think that was Yamaha's. Well, because his voice is so deep that it was crazy. We need Venom's voice.
Why? I'm right here now talking. I'm Liv.
Where the OCC signed where he was going with the question and he just blurted out Orange County choppers. The judge had to come in and referee again.
Probably I could probably use those, but it would still have to relearn them. That's that way you're not actually using the person's actual voice. That's the key to it. You don't want to be using somebody's actual voice in this. So they have to relearn Sean Connery's voice with rock.
You need Bobcat Goldthwait to do Fleesa. I don't know.
No, I don't know. No, not get Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, Gilbert. Yeah, that'd be good too.
Yeah.
And had to remind Crook, wait to answer the question. If you know where the question is going, wait till he asks the question and then answer. Again, this is important because they can't talk over each other. The court reporter has to type it all out so that it's on the record.
And then we get transcripts, and we prove to you that Fleesa is a liar, Deuce is a liar, Lynette is a liar, Crook's a liar. You already know all these freaks and fools and felons are liars. And so the whole record, it's being ordered tomorrow. Now, that being said, we are filming 4 videos in one day. So in one video, I say tomorrow, and the next video, which was released the day after, says tomorrow. Well, we are filming 4 in one. Tomorrow, it all will be ordered. Yes.
So then the conversation and questionings go into the Facebook page, the harassing Facebook page that Crook himself created on Facebook and named it Jeremy Hale's OCC. And he goes, no, it wasn't called it wasn't called OCC. It was called, I created the Facebook group called Jeremy Hale's Coward of Levy County.
Dumb much in court? Wow. Could you imagine
Eli
being there?
set him up for that.
Can you imagine being their lawyer at this point in time going, Justin, just... At this point, I'm not joking. Justin was completely and totally giving up. And you're going to see it as we continue to tell what actually happened, because he went, listen, I got no more questions.
Today's was fire.
He knew it was over. He knew it was done. He was set up for failure from the very beginning by Fleesa.
Justin was, yeah. So again, remind me,
he's got to be Spaceballs.
With Crook creating this harassing Facebook page targeted at Jeremy, calling him the Coward of Levy County. Not OCC, the Coward of Levy County. That was one of the many reasons how we were able to get the civil stalking protective order against him. How was that fraudulent and wrongfully ordered by the courts? It's called cyber stalking, cyber harassing.
At this point, Eli reminds Crook, you understand that you're under
I leave those sites alone too. I don't love them. I hope you're not saying you love them, but I don't like the sites that have the AI voices that are telling whatever story it is that they're trying to tell. Now I do enjoy like Tizzy, because Tizzy's so much fun with the AI voice. That one just kills me. I think that's great.
She drives them up the wall. But then again, I like to tease her too. Every time I see her in chat, I ask her if I could jump her tail. I want to play jump rope with her tail. And I could just hear her with the AI voice. Suddenly, Venom spoke.
It wasn't a small spoke. It was a loud spoke, like tires on a wheel.
It went round and round, just like her story.
Yes. It just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh nonstop. I'm like,
I'll give it to her. That when I seen that character and that voice drop, like the best one was when she did the military field when it was the bucket brigade.
yes.
Live from Otter Creek.
Oh,
right now. And if you lie,
Yep.
you're facing criminal charges. And Crick goes, yes. Yes. Eli, when he comes back, he goes, I'm filing criminal charges, perjury, tomorrow. He was so hot. He couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand the lying, the constant lying. And so he puts it on the record. You understand you're getting criminal charges for lying? He goes, yes. And then we're not to the point where Eli comes back and tells me that we're filing criminal charges, perjury, but Eli's setting him up for it under oath that, yeah, I lied and I'm going to have criminal charges.
Yeah. Remember, Crook testified and admitted to creating this harassment Facebook group specifically targeting towards Jeremy, but said, oh, I did create it, but I gave it to my buddy, as if he's supposed to get some hall pass because he gave it to his buddy Chris Holder.
No.
He testified to all of this in court. Yep. So how is it fraudulent again?
It's always, I did it, but then I gave it to somebody else. It doesn't matter. You did it. This is the stupidity of Levy County Sheriff. They go, well, under the totality, we think Jeremy is doing this for content. Okay, that's odd because I'm not even releasing most of this stuff. And it doesn't matter. Channel 20 News in Gainesville can come out and film for content. They're putting it on the news. It's a story. They're filming illegal things. Same as I am. Same as Levy County has a Facebook page putting out illegal people out there. Be on the lookout. We just arrested this person for this and this and this. Levy County Sheriff doesn't have any problem with their own social media putting this all out, people doing illegal activity. Are they doing it for clicks, views, money? I mean, they got to have funding, right? It doesn't matter. It does not matter why they are doing it, why I am doing it. I'm doing it for safety and protection. Doesn't even matter. It could be for YouTube content. It doesn't matter. The law was broken. That's the standard. The law is the standard. If it's broken, they are to be arrested. End of story. Levy County Sheriff won't do anything.
Now remember, Levy County Sheriff also has a motto. If you see something, say something. So when we record for our safety and we see something, we're going to say something.
And they're going to do nothing. Pretty pathetic.
Now, back to the waiver of Crook having to sign a waiver and Chad having to sign a waiver. They went that route because no one filmed it. No one got it on film of who initiated what. Who instigated the situation? Because no one filmed it.
No record.
So then that motivated us to film everything. Because he has a history of pulling out a pew-pew on people, on innocent people for no reason. So then the subject and the questionings go on. So he did, so yes, to confirm what you just said, Eli did say that you do realize you're under oath and you're subject to criminal charges if you're found lying.
Which we are pursuing.
So then he goes on to say June 19th, he drove by the house filming.
And I'm not well versed on how this works, but usually you make a recommendation and the county attorney will be the one that would actually file those charges, but you have to show them the evidence of perjury for them to do that.
Would it be kind of like what, in all seriousness, like what happened with Laura Owens when she got caught under oath during the testimony of the last trial with
Clayton? No, that came from the judge. The judge was not too happy about any of that at all. The judge is the one that made that recommendation.
Right, but wouldn't it still kind of be filed the same way the judge recommended it to the state's attorney, so their attorney, Eli, would do the same thing? Like,
I mean, he can put something in there and give it to him. I think, and I could be wrong on this. It might be different in Ohio, or it could even be different in Georgia. It could be different everywhere. But I don't think that he can actually file the perjury charges because it's a criminal thing. You have to get like the U.S. attorney or state attorney or county or somebody that can actually file it on behalf of the state, because then it's not, because at that point you're not, whenever you're being charged criminally, if Jeremy was bringing charges against him, that would be Jeremy and him in a civil suit. If it's a criminal issue, I think the only people that can do that is the state can bring it against you. I could be wrong, but I think that's how it works.
Be interesting to see how it plays out. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Because I mean, obviously, the judge is sitting on the bench listening to what I'm sure she recalls from the previous testimonies from him and other contempt hearings, and thinking to herself, "Wow, really?"
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Owen won't do a thing. Grr. No, in Ohio. They're not talking about bringing it in Levy County. They're talking about bringing it in Ohio. Kesey says, in some states you can file a personal criminal complaint. Warrant will be placed. It will be adjudicated in front of a judge. Yeah, that okay. Yeah, Kesey is probably right on this. I don't know. I'm not an attorney. Attorneys would know this stuff, or
I'm not
people.
either.
Yeah, I'm making an assumption here. It goes to the assistant DA. It won't get done. No, it won't be. If they're sending it, they're taking care of it in Ohio, not Levy County. They're not dealing with Florida. You're dealing with Ohio with this. I mean, the behavior that they're doing in Florida is being brought forward in Ohio. That's where the civil protection order is in Ohio. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure the judge could file it too, right? And it would look more stern coming from a judge.
Oh, wouldn't that
And
be
you
sweet?
Yeah.
But Jeremy drove by your house filming, or your property filming, and you put your hands behind and put both fingers up.
So Crook double flicked me off. He turns back to me, and then we'll pretend this is him, and he put his fingers up here.
Like right in the middle of his shoulder.
Now, McIntyre's report said, I think he was adjusting his pants.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing like that whatsoever. And Eli made a fool of McIntyre.
You just showed your honey buns.
Oh, Crook is probably sprung right now. Spring is sprung.
Should we edit that part out?
How bad did it look? You were saying it was a snack earlier, so.
Anyways, so then he reiterates on June 19th, Jeremy drove by your property filming, and you.
Their humor just kills me because it's so perfectly timed. I mean, you know that it's not made up. It's actual. This is how they interact with each other on a regular basis.
They're great together.
Yeah, I mean they feed off of each other with their humor, and I just love that. I love seeing that in a couple. At this point, wouldn't be surprised if the judge files it. I don't know. We'll we probably will hear about it, because criminal charges, whenever those are brought, those are usually in front of those are not private.
Not for nothing. Lori G, who made an interesting announcement today, said that Lynette and the child, and I believe her 50-50 partner, would be making a trip to go visit her wherever Lori G lives. And I'm pretty sure, wasn't she on the witness list?
I don't know. I don't have
he
access
does
to
have
those
a
files.
friend called Lori from Ohio. So, maybe while they're visiting, they might be, on an extended stay.
Maybe. We'll see.
Put your hands behind your back, and you put both fingers up. So then he immediately jumps into how he just had spinal fusion and he was stretching his back.
I was stretching my back from spinal fusion. At this point, Lynette goes, "Did I have a bathroom break?"
I see
The
that.
judge goes, "We are not taking a break. But if you want to leave the camera, have at it. You've done it before."
And then she mutes her.
I wonder if the judge actually said that. That wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, do they put the judge's comments in these transcripts? Please tell me they do.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, because you already know that they act like that this court doesn't have any jurisdiction over them.
Oh yeah, they run around saying, I want to hear them say what they say online. It's a fake order. It's it's a phony protection order. It doesn't exist. It's fraudulent. We know they testified that he got it under perjury or whatever Lynette claimed, but I want to hear them consistently tell the judge why they don't have to listen to it.
Yeah. Could JC or LP borrow the blue bucket and mute themselves? She was just she was in watching Doing Willis earlier saying this one part I didn't like. Lori said along the lines, Mr. Willis lives with Miss Martha, which she knows isn't true. I don't. Martha?
Yeah. Martha would be George. Who's George? Shizzy.
No, because I mean, there might be another Martha. That's George on the screen.
Yeah, but these people like to spin all these tales that they claim that they have video of Travis and another person doing unspeakable acts.
No, they say they say all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
they say all kinds of stuff that we know is being shown to be false. They're false accusers of horrible acts. So, do you believe what they say? It's just more. They're doing it to create a narrative. And this is the same thing that Paint Chips does. He is all loud mouth wanting to say, he pulls a knife out and says he's looking forward to a knife fight with Jeremy.
Right. Now I agree with a lot of other viewers who seen him do this. I just heard the words and I was like, that's a threat. Why would anybody want to get into a trial by combat with a weapon such as that?
Illegally.
Yeah.
She mutes her and she gets up and goes to the bathroom and comes back. And then Eli tries to pull the exhibit up, but for whatever reason, screen share isn't working.
Yeah, they were having IT problems. And Eli goes, you know what? We've already brought this up in the previous hearing, so I'll just reference it. It's already been shown.
Yeah. In the beginning, before anything was on the record, even the judge herself was having technical issues. She had to call the IT guy to come in and start. So that was one of the reasons why the court hearing was delayed.
And it's the video of him flicking me off. Me driving by, saying nothing, doing nothing. How in the world can I be instigating this? I'm protecting myself by filming, and he's flicking me off. That is nonverbal communication, as is the sign OCC, as it's third party giving surveillance of my whereabouts, my vehicle to Fleesa, and they're looking at hundreds of contempt charges for that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I repeat that again? What that they're constantly making threats?
Yeah, they are.
I mean, there's not much to repeat there. They're constantly making threats to people.
Yeah, they claim they're not. And not for nothing, too. John thinks by saying that he gave his Facebook account to this Chris person. So is that his excuse? I know I said it, but I no longer own that page. So Chris is responsible now.
Oh.
It's everybody else's fault. Deflect. Sovereign spin.
Yeah. Sovereign spin. What Paint Chip says?
Oh, what Paint
Gurgle,
said.
gurgle,
Oh,
gurgle.
Yeah.
It says gurgle, 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 right?
Or did you want to hear what he said with the knife while he was stirring a drink?
Making a threat that he was going to use it? I thought you were impersonating Slobby. No, that was Paint Chip. Slobby's an idiot. Yeah, he's a complete idiot. I posted that on Facebook too. He expects people, and they might be this stupid, but he expects people to believe that a lawsuit that neither Topher or Slofer or whatever his name is, Toothless, I don't know.
It's two for Topher.
Two for Topher, whatever.
No, it's not.
We'll just call him Slofer. That way everyone knows who I'm talking about. That Slofer, who's not in a lawsuit with Jeremy, his grandmother, who's not in a lawsuit with Jeremy, his mother, who's not in a lawsuit with Jeremy, that for some reason his wife couldn't go in and redact those cases, that footage, because Robbie's in a lawsuit with Jeremy. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever he was, yeah, because I pulled up the transcript and I was like, what? You are out of your freaking mind. That's not.
I'm still stuck on the part where they are livid over, quote unquote, how dare you bring a child into this?
Yeah, with Topher,
Yeah.
Slofer.
Yeah. Because he's 19 and
Same age as Jeremy's.
yeah, he was the same age as Jason. And Jason, by all rights, has an ADA just like Topher does. And yet Topher is a child. How dare anybody talk about him or bring him into this? Children are off limits. But yet, I have heard, everyone has heard, thousands of people, viewers all over the planet have heard her discussion and have seen, as of recently, maybe not even a month ago, every single one of those people that are not supposed to have any contact with Jeremy posted on his son's page over some lies and BS.
Yep.
Like they're friends with him. But that child is okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to talk to one child, but not the other child, when both are legally adults, regardless of the ADA.
Yeah. Yeah, she's no, she's not doing anything. That's the thing. She isn't doing anything. She was most likely the one responsible for it, and he's trying to make an excuse why it's whatever. Robbie's the one throwing the employees under the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They love FOIAs.
Robbie said it would be illegal for them to redact any of the information.
Oh, no.
Not true. Police departments do it all the time. It's just she wasn't doing her job like she should. And my suspicion is that they knew that Jeremy was going to get a hold of this.
Oh yeah, they're saying something about Gabe's trailer being parked on a street. That's how Jeremy is stalking them through means of the police department. Like, what? What? I also did hear too that Tori and her husband were claiming Jeremy himself was physically driving and following behind them just before Christmas when they were staying. Well, they've been staying or are still staying, were staying. Either way, they were by Lisa's house and they were driving through the neighborhood and had to take, 15, 20 minutes out of their way, just driving in different areas and paths because Jeremy himself was following them. I'm amazed at how much time they think this man has to physically follow them and what they claim,
Well, they think, insane it. They're making it true.
We did hear Dave, Whopper Boy, tell everybody on the internet that she believes there is a man with a parabolic microphone listening through the garage.
Oh, I do have a cup for that. I do have. I'll have to grab it before I go. It's good. Really good. Yeah, I actually have a cup that says that ADA protected. Rosalind helped me with the design. Thank you very much, Rosalind. And those cups are for sale on my shop page, where you can buy my merchandise.
You could even get a really cool Shizzywhiznut shirt.
Shizzywhiznut shirt. Yes, it's.
Nuts on your chest.
I do have the dumb nuts. Yes, yes, I do have the shizzy dumb nuts. I have those too. They look very dumb. Matter of fact, the next video I've been working on has they're featured in it. Dumbass protected. Yes, and it's actually another dumbass. Whenever you're protected from another dumbass, because that is what they are. That is what they are. They don't even understand what ADA protection means. Go figure. They don't know what half the shit they read is.
Take a bow.
Them on Fleeca's chat, that was all addressed in court as well. They're looking at hundreds. Things that Fleeca have said on behalf of them. They're looking at hundreds, if not thousands, of contempt charges. Yeah. There is no doubt whatsoever that they are going to be found guilty. And
yes. So flipping the bird is indirect communication. It's nonverbal communication, and it was so obvious where his hand placement was. It wasn't stretching because he had spinal fusion. It's like the video, my cousin Vinny. Yeah. Everything that guy said is, if you've seen My Cousin Vinny. So then the conversation
everything that guy says is
bullshit.
Goes to Fleeca, right? That's what I have.
Well, I have where the sign was posted over the mound.
Okay.
And that's where he talks about how he works on the chopper with the child.
You like, so you put a sign saying OCC facing Jeremy on the road, but it's for your child. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense there.
Yeah, it makes zero sense. Like, wouldn't the sign be facing the mound where they fix it versus on the road, like towards the road, on the edge of a mound? Ever seen.
And we can see over the fence. We can see over the fence, even with the tin and all the ridiculousness that they've done. We can still see. It's about 100 times worse than we've ever seen it before. All that fence did was isolate that child, which, by the way, Lynette under oath says I needed to isolate my child.
Yeah,
under oath.
She did.
I'm getting ahead. All that did was isolate more filth, more disgustingness inside. And
but remember,
it's so bad.
Yeah, if you saw the video today, that's one thing they brought up. She does it. American Dental Association. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
They moved to Otter Creek to save this child, but they're living.
Yeah, there's quite a few people here in Georgia that are ADA protected. They're protected from the American Dental Association. You can tell by their teeth. Yeah.
In filth and squalor. So then the questioning and conversation moves towards his activities with commenting on social medias and in live chats.
Particularly Fleeca. Eli goes, so you're an active participant with Fleeca's videos and live streams, aren't you? He goes, well, I say hello to people. It's weird because last night he literally posted, check your messages. He emailed her.
Wanting to know if she was going to testify and that she would be the first witness. How do we know this? Because it's more than just hello in her live chats. And people are capturing screenshots of it and posting online. And then we go back and double check.
Now, let me be very clear. We understand he was posting that and she was going along with it to get a rise. Crook already knows she's not going to be a witness. We know that as well.
Well, why?
She's too afraid to show her toothless face. It was smarter than Deuce, smarter than Tina, smarter than Lynette, smarter than Crook. And that's saying a lot. Because she's dumb. Dumb.
But wait,
she wasn't under oath. She wasn't self-incriminating herself. She actually did everything she could to save herself by not being there, which is upsetting on our part, but it's coming. Her deposition for federal bankruptcy court is coming. So you go, I say hello to people.
We would have loved for her to show up as a witness. Her camera would have been turned on. Everyone would have seen her pathetic face.
Mandatory.
And she would have incriminated herself. She would have helped Lynette and Crook's case. And she would have admitted, yeah, I posted this, and that. Remember, she was talking so much crap saying, I can't wait to go on the stand, tell the judge, and give her mountains of evidence.
Yeah. Well, the flea fleed yet again. All power talk.
That's why she eats all them chicken skins, because she chicken.
So Eli brings up another a defamatory Facebook page that we are well aware of that Paint Chips created. And Crook is an admin of, okay? And so Crook just posted yesterday in that Facebook group. And Eli says, are you aware of this Facebook group? And he goes, that's not my page! I don't know how I got in there! Eli goes, interesting. Interesting, because I have here a copy of what you posted on here yesterday. You literally just posted. He goes, I told Paint Chips to take me off, and I asked for prayer. I'll take any prayer they can get anywhere. Hey, so you don't know about this page. You're not supposed to be in this page. But then when you're called out that you just posted 12 hours ago on this page, now all of a sudden you'll get prayers anywhere you can get. So Paint Chips, thanks.
Yeah.
You incriminated him again. You're
Of
not
course.
helping anybody. You're incriminating everybody.
Well, here's another lie that came out of Crook's face hole by saying that he is an admin, but he
You know, and I here's the thing. I honestly believe Mars Hole protected. Jeremy Hills needs that for court. Well, and see, Jeremy has much more respect for the court. He always dresses properly, keeps himself trimmed and shows up trying to look professional. That's what you're supposed to do.
Unlike a licensed attorney who shows up like he's in a workout scene from Rocky, 200 pounds lighter with a much larger nose.
Well, he might have a hard time keeping the heat on in his home. You never know.
Well, yeah, I mean, he does have paneling from the 70s from what Jeremy said, so.
Thank you. I needed that. Detection Association. Oh, you got to be protected from them, especially one of them. Woo.
Yeah, that's where the preparation age comes in, Shizzy.
Oh, geez, Lord Almighty. The tism is strong in that one. The young adult needs an advocate, not an avocado impersonator. That's good. No, I think that Paint Chip is doing this because he wants to perpetuate it.
Oh, he certainly does.
He wants to keep it going. That's the thing. And whenever people are sitting there going, yeah, this should have been over with Ohio. As soon as they had that protection order in Ohio, if they would have just stopped, Jeremy George wouldn't be dealing with all this other bullshit. They would have just faded off into the sunset, went about their life.
Yeah, and I will lay you odds because of how the court has the Judge Hinkle had ruled today, or that order came through today. I will lay you odds that those who have their names as a possible dismissal until we find out what direction, if any.
Oh, they're popping that champagne right now.
Oh, they were popping it early this afternoon, but I guarantee you each and every single one of them are going to keep firing up and emailing or poking and prodding and doing everything that if it were me, I'd be wiping my forehead and saying, you know what? I'm going to go about my business. You go about your business. All's fair. You spent a lot of money. We didn't spend any, so we'll call it even.
Oh, we'll get to this.
Prayer anywhere you can get it, huh? Okay.
And he goes, absolutely.
Yeah. Don't think so. And then Eli brings up Vomit. We have this entire interview. Vomit screwed them over so bad.
Oh, yeah.
So bad. This entire interview that they did about the CPOs.
I wanted to see this part again. This is hilarious.
About Ohio court. And it was mandatory they not discuss this anywhere, and it's all over the internet.
Mm-hmm.
And
but somehow that was a setup.
Eli goes, so you went on Vomit's, his little thingy, and I mean little, his mama can't even see it, little thingy, discussing the CPO, and Crook goes,
yeah, that, and he got his channel removed.
Sure did. Permabanned.
And he was so angry.
He was crying. I lost Megan. I lost my channel.
And he wanted to blame everybody for it.
It's John Crook's fault. It's Lynette's fault. They made me interview them.
I don't know if that's what he said. But he was whining and crying about it, and I'm just like, I don't know anything about it. Why are you bitching to me?
He blames not Shizzy, not myself, not Rosalind, not Megan, not Tug, not Mr. Coop, not the man on the moon, not viewer XYZ, elemental P, QRS, or V, have enforced or told or conned or persuaded anybody to report your page, vomit. If your page got struck, maybe you should think about comments or actions or things you said or did that you shouldn't be doing. There are toss rules.
Yeah, they make them very clear on Facebook. They
It
make
could
them
be a
very
million
clear. They
reasons
make
why
them
you
very
lost
clear
it.
on YouTube. They make them very clear on TikTok. They make them very clear on Twitch, Kick, Rumble. I mean, they're pretty damn clear on what you can and can't do. So that you got it booted, that's on you.
Vomit, what you should be asking is, why are you permabanned when your partner in propaganda is also permabanned, but still appearing on channels and has other accounts? Maybe ask YouTube that.
Yeah, maybe might be something you want to ask them. Huh? Wonder how long those will stay up.
Yeah, I
Don't know. Don't care. Because
I don't either. Irrelevant.
exactly.
Yeah, I talked about it, how unfairly I'm being treated and I'm being set up by this court. Can you imagine?
Yeah, set up by the court.
Judge's face.
Your Honor, you set me up.
I just snorted.
Eli goes, okay, you were set up by this court? Were you set up at town hall? He goes, I arrived there 3 hours early. Okay. Eli goes, so you were set up? He goes, George was never even there. It was their employees filming. She never was there.
But mind you, these are the same people who have called Levy County Sheriff on me every time my vehicle drove past their property filming. They know exactly what my car looks like, and they've never seen me driving or outside
directly
the
at her. Looks directly at her. Looks multiple times.
They see me
at the
driving.
camera.
They see D next to me.
They're talking to the sheriff deputies about her being there. She was never there. Remember, she was never there, even though they've already been found in contempt of court for this. And at this point, Eli goes, nothing further. And then the judge looks at Justin and goes, anything else, counselor? And he goes, nothing further. He has given up. And Lynette hasn't even taken the stand yet. And it only gets better for us.
Yes. That's what I wanted to hear. Bye, gang. Oh my. So let's bring this little piece of work up, because it's well worth showing, because I gave a nice little brief bit into it, but let's see that, we left off with the judge said no, my magistrate's going to be on there, and very shortly after it, this next document came out. This one here, I'm sure, is going to set them off, because it is an injunction not to file, as you can see right here, what it says: injunction not to file emails. Some of the, and let's be very clear so you can understand. Some of the defendants, doesn't say some of the litigants, it says some of the defendants have made a practice of copying me and the magistrate judge on emails addressed to others. Local Rule 7.1M prohibits the practice. I have read none of these emails. They have been intercepted by my staff and deleted. I am told that their tone is completely inappropriate, but the practice would be totally unacceptable even if the tone was professional. But the practice of this is what they're getting their asses in trouble for. This order constitutes an injunction requiring the defendants to stop. That would be Lisa. That would be Paint Chip, and anybody else that was reaching out to the court.
Mm-hmm.
A violation of this order may be punished as contempt of court with sanctions, including fines or imprisonment. So if some idiot, we'll just say, you know, the little JoJo, you know, shoelace boy. If little JoJo, shoelace boy, reached out, guess who gets in trouble for that?
Who?
The defendants.
Oh. Oh.
See, the judge would go after the defendants because anybody that's doing this kind of crap, he is going to go harshly on the defendants.
Oh, so you mean when Whopper Boy said that because he's pro se and was going to email the court 2 days ago, if they get that email, the defendants, including him, because he's a defendant, would get in trouble? Wow.
Including fines or imprisonment. If the defendants continue the practice, it will not end well for them. No, they'll be called in front of Judge Hinkle.
Yeah, this is the Florida court.
Yeah, they'll be called in front of Judge Hinkle if they do this.
I'm interested.
And if they don't show up, you know, like Paint Chips didn't show up, and they think, oh, they're not going to do anything if I don't show up. Ooh, buddy, try it. Just try it and see what happens.
What document number is this?
This would be document 175 right here.
Oh, what was there a document before and after this? Weren't there like 3 today?
No, there was 173, which was the order denying the judicial notice. That was yesterday. This one was today. This was the one denying the removal of the magistrate. See 174. You can see it up here at the top. 175, which is this one right here, is, you know, saying local rule 401M. And then there was another thing that the judge sent in. That one right here would be 176. And 176 is pretty straightforward. And this says the order dismissing the second amended complaint. The way this works is like they would dismiss the first amended complaint. They would dismiss the second amended complaint, which whenever they amended it, they do it after they rule on it. If they're wanting them to do another filing, they'll say, we're going to remove this other one. You're going to file this one here. And it says this case is another chapter, at least the third lawsuit in this court, in what is at bottom a war of words. The plaintiffs, an individual and his company, allege the defendants have said unfavorable, untrue things about them. Unfavorable, untrue statements sometimes give rise to a claim for defamation. Here, though, the plaintiff now assert only other claims, not defamation. The case is before the court on 8 defendants' motions to dismiss. Magistrate judge's report and recommendation concluding the motion should be granted, which was 161. The plaintiff's objections, ECF number 165. I have reviewed de novo the issues raised by the objections. As relevant here, the plaintiffs have asserted statutory claims under the FDUPA and the Lanham Act. They have asserted Florida common law claims for tortious interference with business relationships and civil conspiracy. The claims are unfounded for the reasons set out in the report. And recommendation, which is adopted as the court's opinion. So the judge is agreeing with it. He's taking it and saying, yes, we would take it as far as the opinion, not the resolution to it. Now, he says that the FDUPA claims are not limited to sales of products or services. As cases cited in the report and recommendation recognize actual damages by deceptive sale of product or service are calculated as the value of the product or service as it should have been less the value as delivered. Substantial authority suggests these are the only damages recoverable under FDUTPA, even in other contexts. But this does not foreclose a claim for injunctive relief. The plaintiffs have asked for leave to amend further if, as now has happened, the motion to dismiss is granted. This order grants leave to amend. The plaintiffs should note well, a third amended complaint is equally rambling and unfocused is likely to meet the same fate as the second amended complaint. And I said something about that whenever that R&R came out. I said if they tighten it up and resubmit it, and the judge doesn't dismiss it out and allows it, more than likely he's going to tell them to tighten it up and get very limited on what they put in there and get straight to the point. And that's what the judge is saying here. And the plaintiffs may wish to consider the report and recommendations conclusion that the attorney's fees should be awarded to only one person, David C. Helm. Awarding fees is not yet appropriate, which it wouldn't be if they're amending it. But further amendment against Helm will most surely increase his attorney's fees. This sounds to me like a signal as you might not want to keep Helm in here, because
Right.
if I do rule against this and I deny this,
It's going to be because of him.
No, not because of him. It's going to be more money that goes to David Helm.
Right. That's what I mean. Because of the case with David Helm.
No, just David Helm. That would be the only one that would be receiving attorney's fees, because he's the only one that would be able to receive attorney's fees.
Well, yeah, they're all pro se. How do you claim losses for
Bruce is
attorney's
not.
fees when you represent yourself?
Bruce is not pro se.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Oh, well, his lawyer never talks either. That kind of the point I was making, that there are two lawyers that have been in this case that haven't spoken.
Why would it be David Helm? This is because of what he filed. His attorney. And I said it whenever I saw that pleading, it was solid. It was way to go. Any further attempt to state an FDUTPA claim should allege clearly and sufficiently who was deceived, how they were deceived, specifically what damages the plaintiff suffered as a result, and specifically what the plaintiffs say should be enjoined. Or if the plaintiffs attempt to state an FDUTPA case based on practice they say was unfair but not deceptive, they should allege clearly and sufficiently what practice was unfair, what damage the plaintiffs suffered as a result, and specifically what the plaintiffs say should be enjoined. Any attempt to state a tortious interference claim should state clearly and sufficiently which relationship between the plaintiff and which other persons or class of persons was interfered with and how. Any attempt to state a civil conspiracy claim should clearly and sufficiently allege facts showing more than independent action or conscious parallelism. A complaint that runs longer than 20 pages is not likely to be short and plain, as required by Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 8. The plaintiffs should not expect more than one more chance. So get it right, or it will be thrown out. And also, one thing that's really interesting is towards the end, because the report and recommendation already analyzes the substantive issues likely to be presented by any motion to dismiss a third amended complaint. This order directs the clerk to refer any such motion directly to me not to the magistrate judge, thus conserving judicial resources. But the very end of this is what I found really interesting. It is ordered the report and recommendation is accepted, that the leave to amend further is granted, and attorney's fees are not yet awarded in Mr. Helm's favor. The pertinent motions to dismiss 52, 53, 55, 61, 106, 107, 110, and 127 are granted. All claims are dismissed against defendants Cook, Marskin, Lisa Lee, Marla Huge, David Helm, Robert J. Kesey, David Michael Turkendirk, and Raymond D. Bonerbreaker. Now, also, what's really interesting is we're almost there. The plaintiffs may file a third amended complaint, and it'll have to be done by April 2nd, 2026. I do not direct the entry of judgment under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 54B. The case is remanded to the magistrate judge for further handling, but this is what I really like about this. The clerk should refer any motion to dismiss a third amended complaint directly to me, not the magistrate judge. You know why that's interesting?
Why?
Because you won't see the filing until the judge rules on it. I mean, you'll see the filing, but he's not allowing Bolitho to have those things in front of him. What means is whenever they file a response, which they will be allowed to file a response to it. Whenever they file a response, that response is going directly to Judge Hinkle. He will look at their response.
Could he be looking for attached emails and additional parties added on? Could that be what he's looking for?
Who knows what he's looking for?
He's looking for something, obviously.
He's looking for something in there. That's going to be really interesting, that it's going directly to the judge. The judge is going to look at their motions and rule on what they file. You better get your AIs fired up there, bitches. Because this judge ain't going to play around with you.
Well, there's something else interesting why I asked about what motions and what numbers you were reading. And the most interesting thing I found today is Lisa was reading the motions, but she kind of left the other one out. The one about the emails? Yeah, that she only read 2. I wonder why.
Oh, well, why would she read anything else?
Well,
because they don't want people to know that they got shooed the fuck out for their dumb fuckery.
Well, what do you think she's going to do with the transcript? Oh, this is when John said this, and then, well, blah, 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 blah. You know, it goes on and on. And John said that, and Lynette said, well, then it was blah, blah, blah. You know, that's not interesting. That's what you're going to hear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they only pick and choose what they're going to read out.
Yeah, they're going to have a hard time, it sounds like, with the reading of this one. I'm like, no matter how much they blah, 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 I hope the viewers pay attention to all the blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Oh, I doubt they will, because, you know, they try to scroll over it as quickly as possible. They're like this number with it. So you're sitting there going, what in the hell are you doing? Oh, I can't figure out what page am I on again? Give me another cigarette. But there was also
learn how to speed read real fast. So the other day while I was pressing and it ended.
Blah, 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 blah. And well, it's going to the judge.
We already know what the outcome's going to be. Okay, guys?
We're going to win. We're going to win. It's going to be this match.
Liars. Right, Jeremy, liar. Liar.
But this also came in the bankruptcy. There's an order denying debtor's motion to enforce the automatic stay and for damages. Yeah. So if you folks don't remember, in the bankruptcy case, well, Saran Wrap, he filed a motion to enforce the automatic stay for damages. That's what he filed, and that there was an objection because, as Randy so sufficiently put it, it doesn't fall in that realm. That is not the purview of this court to handle it. Having considered the motion, response, and reply, having heard argument of counsel, and having reviewed the applicable case law. Remember the case law that Randy cited to him that said the judge has done nothing wrong. The stay is still in effect. They just haven't ruled on it yet. I mean, they've ruled on it. They just haven't put any monetary damages on there. So what they're filing is completely moot. Reasons announced in open court at the hearing is this: ordered the debtor's motion to force the automatic stay for damages pursuant to 11 USC 362K ECF number 89 is absolutely and verifiably denied. Karen K. Spishy. Oh, by the way, CC, hey, Saran Wrap, you're directed to serve a copy on this order. Uninterested parties who file a certificate of service within 3 business days of entry of this order, so you can really receive your spanking.
You might want to hand that in person instead of trusting the U.S. mail this time.
Yeah, you might want to do that. Never before has the words "a new flavor of fuckery" been more pertinent. Absolutely. Yeah. It is another day, another dollar, and they lost miserably on it. And I'm just like, well, I mean, you know, and that's the thing is Randy got chastised by the district judge, saying it was, you know, every bit of bad as my magistrate judge says. I've read it. I think it's bad. You're misquoting, misciting. I'm taking his recommendation, and we're moving on with this. And I didn't think the judge was going to rule on this until after the bankruptcy stay was lifted, but nope, he ruled on it pretty damn quickly.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of curious though, the document that you just read from the bankruptcy. So is that the bankruptcy court saying that the other cases can move forward, that they're not
No. What the bankruptcy court is saying is the thumbnail case. Okay. Thumbnail case, the trespass 5 case.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing changes.
Oh.
That's what they're saying.
Oh, so the other side, when they continue to say that it stayed and nothing can happen, and you know she's protected by bankruptcy, that would be false.
No, that's correct. She is the thumbnail case, the trespass case, those, also the Fed 1 case, those don't change. Okay. All the court did here was confirm those cases are still stayed, and there's not going to be any sanctions.
Oh.
So that's it. I mean, that's why it's so short. Next bankruptcy hearing, I think is.
I think it's later this month. I think the end of the month.
Yeah, I think it's towards the end of the month. If not, it's like the very first part of the following month. But I'm pretty sure it's towards the end of the month. I think the 23rd. I would have all of this stuff written down somewhere.
There was also something in the bankruptcy too that there was a final filing date for creditors, I believe, of April 2nd. I think.
Yeah. But they'll still have a meeting of creditors. Yeah, they'll still have a meeting of creditors.
I think the only reason
will Travis get a copy? He'll probably get a copy this time.
I would hope they're all getting copies. I mean, she's got creditors on there. You would think they would go out of their way to make sure these people are served.
I think it's just you, Denise. I can hear her just fine. It seems like everybody else can hear her just fine too. So it might just be you. Now, the thumbnail case and trespass 5 case are not stayed. Yes, they are stayed, Big Al. Those cases have been stayed.
Right. That's why
There's
the
no, there's
judge
no,
in those
there's
cases
no,
said that
there's
he
no
wouldn't.
change in the stay of those cases. So the Fed 1 case is stayed. The trespass case is stayed, and the thumbnail case is stayed. That's it that I know of.
And the Granger case, well, for
Yeah,
payment,
that's the
but she
that's
was
the
already
that's the
defaulted.
trespass
Yeah.
case.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
But
that's
well,
part of the
no,
trespass case.
Teresa
No,
and
that's
Brett
still
sued her independently though too.
yeah, but that's still part of the trespass case. They all bundle out of that. All of those are still stayed. There's no change in them.
Right. Which means that that judge, like he said, I believe his name is Grobe, that he wouldn't be giving any decision or any dollar amounts until
Correct.
bankruptcy was done.
Exactly. And that's and once the stay is lifted, that's it. What they were wanting was an enforcement of the stay and sanctions. That was the request. You have to read that document really close.
I just wanted to clarify because, you
Yeah.
know, some of the sovereign spins out there kind of got me confused. I was wondering why they didn't read
Right.
one document, focused on another, said this, and, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is the case is still stayed. Yeah, they won't make any ruling on it. The stay is still in place. There's nothing else that needs to be even said on it. It's just the judge recognized the stay and said, there's a stay on this case. And if you read what those documents are, it very clearly states there is a stay on this case, and therefore we're going to wait until after the bankruptcy court is done. And once the stay is lifted, then we will talk about monetary damages. Those will, attorney's fees, all of that stuff will come up after the bankruptcy case.
Yep.
And see, here's the problem. Here's the problem. Saran Wrap kept saying that the judge erred. Judge Grubb erred in saying in holding the hearing because the bankruptcy court was stayed, and according to the law, it doesn't preclude anything from happening in those cases. There's a certain point that you can go to. And that's what they reached. They reached the point where as far as they could go with it, and then the stay takes over from there. So there's no change in it. But what Saran Wrap wanted was for them to force the stay so they could get sanctions on the attorneys for pushing forward, and the judge, the court, bankruptcy court was like, no, that's not going to happen. It's going to stay right where it is. Nothing's changed.
And it's just like Lynette thinks that she's going to be able to write those cases off in her bankruptcy. But we all know, as the judge in those cases for the state court of Florida, Grove, made it very clear that there are things that has been said and done that do not cover. That's why he's waiting for the bankruptcy to end, because it's nothing. I forgot the term, but because she did an action that makes her, I guess, not criminally like a criminal, but broke the law enough that makes her guilty, that wouldn't cover bankruptcy.
Well, it works out better for her that those cases are where they're at. That's the best part for her, that those monetary damages aren't coming in, because whenever they come back and assess it, if she doesn't have any money after, showing after that bankruptcy, but then she's going to be liable for less money. Yeah, malicious. That's
I couldn't.
Yeah,
the word
malicious.
is not coming out the way I wanted it to. I was.
But it does work better for her. So she is seriously, she's much better off that judge is waiting or else you'd be liable for every bit of it that they would put on it. Like, which would be a lot, because they were not happy. They were not
Yeah.
happy with that behavior at all.
No,
Filing a case and then waiting till the day of and leaving. Ooh, and pulling out of it after they warned them, said this does not even stand on its merits. But man, they were.
oh, let's not forget the times that she was ordered to show up, and her and BBB flat out said they're not going.
Yeah.
Like, who does that? I mean, it's one thing, and it's not excusable that they're calling the Ohio stuff fake and phony and everything else. They're in a different state, and they're right now they're thinking we're in Florida, it's Ohio, they're not going to come and get us. But when you're messing with your own state court, you're in the same state. Don't show up. I would be sweating bullets, because they will come and get you,
Oh
and the
yeah.
county will have to enforce it.
Yeah, well, it won't be. I don't think it'll be Levy County showing up on their doorstep, though.
Well, no, but
It might just be state troopers that show up on their property.
yikes.
Oh no, Stark is he's getting monetary. Deuce is in trouble with unlicensed practice of law, and that's been referred to the Florida bar, and also to Connecticut and Massachusetts.
You mean Matskin? Stark passed away.
No, Stark. That's what I said. Bruce Bubbles.
Okay, I misunderstood. I thought you said
Yeah,
Stark.
no. Stark. He's on the line. His estate's on the line for.
Oh, his estate. Okay.
Yeah, that will be whatever the fees are. That'll be split between his estate and Lynette.
Oh, Mrs. Stark.
Yeah, Bruce isn't involved in any of that part of those fines. That right there is something completely different that he's getting in trouble for.
Yeah.
Would stop JC from pulling a pew pew on Jeremy Hills and lining it up on him? Would Levy County do anything to JC then? Probably not.
No, but the neighbors in Florida better pay attention, because, like I've been saying, if they're not there for Jeremy, somewhere when this case ends and Jeremy no longer lives in that town, or Lynette moves, whatever happens with these people, there is going to be another neighbor, another complaint, a series of 100+ phone calls made to the next town's police department or sheriff or state police. And there's going to be another person, just like we've seen in Northport, Iowa. It tracks all through her life, and his.
Oh yeah, it's just the type of people that they are.
And if Levy County is enforcing this, they're not going to enforce other people too.
Yeah, if they're not handling it like they're supposed to, most definitely they're not going to handle it on anybody.
And I'm not saying the whole sheriff's department, but there's obviously something going on there. And I'm not saying it's payoffs. I'm saying maybe these are sheriffs that have maybe worked too long and thought they were going to get into a cushy town and just retire out. And now that they've got actual police work, they don't want to. These are just my opinions, but
yeah, I don't know.
Law enforcement, the word right there, enforcement, is there.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what they actually enforce, after the Ohio stuff comes out, because here's the thing. Once that comes out from Ohio, I am sure that the judge is going to be sending it directly to the sheriff's department. I wouldn't be surprised if the judge doesn't hand deliver that shit there and say, hey.
After having the undersheriff confirm that what is a violation and what isn't a violation, if I were Levy County, I'd be going through each and every one of those reports going, false report, up. We better start enforcing, or, yeah. They're in a jackpot situation anyway, so I
Yeah, they're
think there's civil rights there that have been broken.
real here. When does BBB ever practice law? We're like cereal box instructions. I don't know. I think that at some point in time, Bruce might have been a pretty decent attorney, but I don't know if it was just retirement or he just stopped giving a fuck. Who knows? Maybe his brain turned to mush. Who knows? I have no clue. I always hope the best for people, but well, I think if he would have not been such an ass, in all of this and try to do shady stuff, reaching out to them, I think he's just got so butthurt by getting his ass handed to him by DUI guy, which is, much younger than him. And DUI guy was like, your case is garbage and I'm not going over this. Like, you've got nothing here. Get over it.
He's a lawyer. They deal with clashes of personality from clients, from other attorneys, from judges, from cops, from witnesses, from everybody in the public every day. If you can't get along with somebody's personality in your job, then you might want to consider a new career path.
I think that's probably what he's been doing. He thought he was gonna cover Karen Reader or something, and that's gonna make him famous. He doesn't understand you have to have a personality.
Well, he is famous. He's pretty infamous on the internet.
Yeah, don't look him up on X. If you look up, if you run those two words, Shizzywhiznut and Bruce Manskin on X, whew, the results.
Any attorney that sits in a courtroom and testifies and uses screen names and answers, like I'm laughing at the fact this is a man with a degree who practiced law, who sat on a stand and had to say the word and the name Shizzywhiznut and Tug and that umbrella guy. Instead of being professional, I mean, he has no problem saying real names when he's speaking on a mic on YouTube.
He called Judge Grudge.
Okay, I agree with Bruce on this one. Bruce, thank you for calling him Judge Grudge and Grudge or Judge Grudge. However you phrased it, you were absolutely right in using that name with him. We see where his career went. He's not running. He's not going to be a judge anymore. So Levy County is less one dodo.
I don't know. I think he's still a judge. I don't think he'll win.
He's not running for re-election.
Probably a wise choice. Go back to teaching.
Well, I don't think he was like there either. Somebody brought up the fact that he never had any reviews, comments, nothing.
He was a nothing.
A nothing burger, Judge Grudge, and I could say that.
Oh yeah, and hit that thumbs up, and on your way out, I'll be ending it here shortly, and you guys have a wonderful night. I know there will not be a Friday morning at Moe's. We won't be doing that tomorrow. There's just a lot going on, so we're not able to do tomorrow morning. Normally we would do Friday mornings with Mo on Mo's channel, and then we would do Friday nights here, but we still may do a pre-stream. I've got a lot to do tomorrow, so I don't know if I'll be able to get it all together. First thing I got to do when I get up in the morning is drain my hot water heater.
Oh, fun.
It's that time of year. I do it every year. Drain my hot water heater and get all of the sediment out of it so I don't have a hot water heater burst on me and flood my basement, because that would really suck.
Yeah, it would.
So I do that. I do that every year, and it's time to do it again. Don't worry, you haven't streamed alone members alonely in the morning.
Jay
Well,
asked earlier that I seen the comment go by that David Holmes MLS had a lawyer and asked if he was a lawyer. Yeah, that I think that's probably one of the smart moves. Like I've
yeah.
heard that in TV and even heard some of my own lawyers and lawyers talking at one of the family businesses where they said, you never represent yourself.
No, do you understand? Do you know why you don't represent yourself, right?
You could explain it to me. Like
Okay.
I know I would never go in pro se on anything.
Well, no, I mean, as an attorney, you wouldn't want to represent yourself because you're personally invested in it. You will come at it emotionally. You're not able to separate yourself away from it. And even if you can, if you members only in the morning, are you sending me an invite, Jay? If you send me an invite, I'll come by and I'll fuck with you for like at least an hour or something.
He don't invite me anymore. He wants Tammy J.
I know, but what's oh, that's right. She has you know.
She's pretty talented. I think she's gonna go far when she takes over the Fleas channel and viewers. Like I think she's gonna do good.
Yeah, I mean, didn't she call out Paint Chip on the over and over and called him a prison
Yes,
bitch?
she did. She most certainly did. She's even got a really good sense of humor. Like she has found humor in a lot of the same stuff we all have. And I think she sees where we try to take a lighter side to it, not because we're trying to deliberately pick on LP and JC. Like you have to laugh at the craziness of it all. It's
Oh
not
yeah,
just the
yeah.
case for we know it's a serious case on all ends for all people, but you have to look at the lighter side because you will lose your mind if you don't.
Well, if you get Tammy J on there, we'll just bring all the channels together.
We'll have a real cabal.
And I promise, if Tammy J comes on, we won't even talk about Hales or Fleesa or anything like that. We'll just have a blast. I like my TJ. that would be Tijuana.
Yo, careful, Jay. They're going to accuse you of hitting a bong.
Oh, well, thank you very much for the $2 super chat. You said, "Oh, another set of L's for Jeremy." No,
Aw.
actually, it wasn't. That's the beauty of
Really?
it. But you can go ahead and keep thinking that's a beautiful, beautiful thought. I'm glad you feel that way.
Thank you for the super chat. If you want to send more, we're willing to listen.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It's beautiful. I mean, it's wonderful that you think that too. It looks like there were losers all the way around on that one.
Yeah.
I think I pretty much said that tonight. Oh, but you weren't paying any attention.
Yeah, they just like running with is saying that we don't tell the whole truth or read everything or admit when somebody loses or somebody doesn't lose or somebody has a bad day.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been pretty much, I think I called this one out anyway, didn't I?
Oh, you most certainly did. We talked about this on Saturday night. We
Yeah.
talked about it again on Monday.
Yeah. I
Yep.
said that I didn't think the judge was going to, and I also didn't think he was going to rule today, but he did. I was like,
Yeah, I think that's the only thing that we said that we were wrong about because, like, even I agreed, and I'm not a lawyer, don't know about law, but
oh
I
yeah,
didn't see how they could rule when one of the parties or two of the parties are in a different case, and one of the
oh yeah,
parties still tied to the other case. But Phil, by the way, there was a name missing in all that mumbo jumbo. Did you
oh
know?
yeah. Well, what Phil missed out on, which he probably hasn't seen yet, and I think we should just show Phil so he understands.
Okay.
There's an injunction. See, there's this little injunction right here that says the defendants have been made a practice of copying me and the magistrate judge on emails addressed to others.
Oh.
I bet you didn't see that, did you? Oh,
The
that's right. You must have been looking at a different channel. I got you. And it also says that right here that this order it constitutes an injunction requiring who would this be? Oh, that would be the defendants.
The defendants.
To stop. A violation of this order may be punished as contempt of court with sanctions, including fines or imprisonment. And if the defendants continued practice, this will not end well for them. Oh, yeah. And it said it's ordered all parties in this case prohibited and joining from sending a copy of any letter or email to me or the assigned magistrate judge or to our chambers, except when directly relevant to a pending motion, and then only as an attachment to the motion. And it also says right here that the injunction binds the parties, their offices, agents, services, employees, and attorneys and others in active concert or participating with any of them who receive actual notice of this injunction by personal service or otherwise.
That means the defendants.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, Phil, you're going to have to super chat if you want that brought up.
What? What is Phil talking?
Oh, he thinks he's talking.
I don't see any super chats. I don't see anything that shows Phil's talking.
So beautiful. Watching them seethe and cope, knowing that there is going to be a response, that Randy is going to file something, and there's nothing that they can say about him filing an amended motion. That to me sounds like a big win, because the big L would be, the judge dismissing it with prejudice, but it's okay. It's okay. It seems like Phil's got a problem. Phil, it's okay. I understand you have no balls, that you've got him in Jeremy's back pocket, something like that. What do you're a sick little man, Phil.
Twisted, Phil, twisted.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Here, Phil. You are not.
I need some integrity. J-Hip, teach me how to give me integrity, J-Hip, or give me death. Good Lord Almighty. I need to get some more integrity.
Too bad there's copyright on that Jane's Addiction song. Jane says we could change it to Phil says.
Phil
Quit
is special.
foddering, Phil. You're foddering. It's contrived, Phil. So contrived.
Phil's a little special. Phil has a warm spot in my heart, because he only has two people that actually pay attention to him. Other than that, he if he had something to say, he would. Oh wait, he's probably hanging out with Vomit or something like that.
Oh, poor
Phil. Just
don't worry.
Over and over and over and over, and just likes it over and over. I think it would be perfect to play Phil a little song, just so he remembers who's your daddy, Phil.
That's
Who
right.
is your daddy? Do you know who your daddy is?
Daddy.
Because I got it for you. We'll just give it to him with both barrels. How's that? We'll let him decide who his daddy is, because he knows that Shizzy be his daddy. He's about to pull out the spanking on him, making him feel all nice and special like. Oh yeah, because he likes it whenever he gets it all kinds of special, doesn't he? Yes, he loves it.
Over and over, Daddy Shizzy, over.
That's what he wants, right? He wants it over and over and over and over and over.
Miyagi, where is Miyagi?
Where's Miyagi? I don't know where Miyagi is. I want to play with Miyagi. Oh my God.
Stacy wants to get spanked now. Stacy, behave.
Stacy.
Don't make him come down and bite you people. Where are those thumbs?
I mean, I could give it to him, you know.
Over and over and
Over and
over.
over and over.
We're
Harder
laughing at
and
you. Phil.
harder.
We're laughing at you.
Well, Phil is, like I said, Phil's a special kind of person, you know. He really is. He warms my heart because it lets me know that you know there are special people in the world, and he's one of them. That's the best part about it, Phil. This one, sir, is just for you.
Copy quarter, copy clerk. You speak a thread trying to light a spark. Wait till they work it over and over and harder and over again in the dark. You call it preservation in your quiet place. I hit it every blast, you take it in the face. Reply all junkie, joined up for thrills. Scream harassment when they quote your own kills. No peace, no quiet, just spiral and shout. You pour the gas grin while it burns out. Nobody drag you, you barged in loud. Now the dock is thick, judgment's coming down. Oh, deeper, proud harder. CC the doom, act shock when it hits harder. Harder. Over and over and over again. Lose or blame everyone, but this your sin. Over and over, it tightened in your band. Harder, friend. Sharks, mother trucker, you're deranged. Chasing friction till bars get exchanged. Harder. Seems you're craving bubba to begin. Harder, your ass gets worked in. Head rest, watch the stalk threads in the night. Shizzywhiznut, living rent free in your mind. Call it coordination when they call you bluff. Threaten a suit, kind of shit ain't enough. Felony frame stuck in your lies. High, you pour gasoline, about to feel the fire. No force, you chose it, your grand wide. Now bunkmates waiting, no place to hide. Oh, deeper, proud harder. CC the doom, act shock when it hits harder. Over and over and over again. Bill K step in, pretend it's a win. Over and over, lose this sand. Call it nerve, call it the fight, but you live for a wreck more than life. Harder. Fall deep in love with your defeat. Harder. Orange jumpsuit heat. Don't forgive, threats don't fade. Exposure, inclusion, your own parade. Swear untouchable, king of the spin. But spiral titan, cell dog grin. No more screens, no CC changes. Concrete echo, endless pain. Push harder, it gets harder till you bent over. No reset, no pardon. Poke deeper, prod harder. CC the doom, act shock when it hits harder. Over and over you swing at shade. Shadows bite back, price getting paid. Never and over, drag 'em in your ring. But brain shrinking lights, damn it. Truth card deep, no hide no more. You wrote the record, now lock the door. Over and over you scream, you bleed. Bar slam shut on your endless need. Harder, man. Ass worked over by your own damn hand. Harder. Over and over, chose to fight. Over and over, harder. Over and over, proved it right. Harder. And everybody already knows.
See you guys. Peace.
Bye-bye, guys.
Breaking news or whatever. They're on another one. Gang. Yeah. Gang, emergency Zoom film at 11. Same 5 goons, same deranged obsession. This changes everything. Bro, it's page 47 of emotion they skin while half watching Yellowstone. Gang, squinting at 8-point font like detectives. Zoom so far and the pixels are screaming for mercy. Look at this, timestamp 2022, my God, but they're yelling it like they just cracked Watergate. High five. Mike's been muted for 20 minutes, still barking. Circular logic, so a lot of time to seem impressive. Trust the plan, this is massive. Nah, fam, it's boilerplate and it's mid at best. Gang. Self-appointed outrage squad patting each other like they personally ended corruption. Dropping bombshell tea that's been sitting in pizza since breakfast. More a high ground speed run, they'll flip the script the second it's convenient. Same PowerPoint presentation, new day, same brain dead narration. We're not obsessed, we're just passionate. 3-hour living yesterday's hoodie, passion in my ass. Why is he even breathing right now? Says the guy refreshing notifications every 14 seconds. Gang, gang. Playing lawyer on God mode, reading comprehension. Stuck in elementary, confidence in the stratosphere. Case dismissed. They screaming to the void. Motion still pending, but go off, I guess.
Disagree? Obviously a paid chill. Actually read the file in deep state plan. Laugh at them, you're clearly compromised too. Exist in the same zip code. Suspicious behavior, notify the group chat.
Tighter circle, smaller brain. Echo chamber finally running out of oxygen. Gang, gang. Yeah. Gang, gang, acting the actual judge like it's group chat. Replay all meltdowns, labeled just asking questions. Got warned by the core once, that was a suggestion. Still yeeted the same dumb screed like it's strictly trash talk. Gang, gang, we're above all this drama. While screenshotting, they on meltdown for content. Preaching peace and love while actively baiting bears. And fake shock when the bear finally bites back. How could this happen? Gang, gang. Synchronized tantrum hours. 5 tabs open, all the same screenshot. Different zoom levels, gang, gang. Premature victory lap. Over legal language, still can't pause. Gang, gang. Standing 10 toes on business until tomorrow's violence and I'm scrambling again. Gang, gang. Hype the claim to the moon, then ghost the chat when it ages like milk. Gang, gang. Gang, 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 gang. Gang, gang. Refresh, refresh. Gang, gang. Gang, 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 gang. See y'all same time tomorrow. Gang, gang. Don't be late.
The gossip knit up fear, then bare those fangs when the flock gets near. Rambling sermons about who's asleep, but you're pacing circles, counting sheep to eat.